This is Real FM.
You tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking and beating. So me plea are repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. Now. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go now. And I did warn we. Prophesy to the country. Streets turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. And as it did for election, go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That tap you might stop the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we ain't get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Independent Talk. I have the Eagle here with me, and I have Lieutenant Boudlard.
Comrade Boudlard.
Comrade Boudlard.
Good afternoon, one, good afternoon all, and good afternoon to all the listeners of Real FM on whatsoever platform you're getting us on. Independent Talk for Sunday, June 25th, 2023. Grenada still is my constituency. Real FM is my parliamentary one with the people's spokespersons. And we're blessed by the Ancient of Days. Now the program this afternoon is one where we want it to be interactive, but we'll give some information, play some clips, and expect persons to call in and give their 2 pence on the year in review 1 year. Now, Senior Boudlard, now I'll give you the first salve, but I need to ask you a question. I need you to speak on it for me.
Yeah.
What's your view, KB, on the speech, or some people say the diatribe of the Prime Minister as he spoke and they taking all the thing out the 1 year in office? And the fact that you have 1 year in office and the Prime Minister, I don't know, if we forget to mention the crime situation, the 2 recent murders, the high cost of living if you do live in here, the lack of basic health services, and job loss. I think there are 4 issues, KB, that is holding the nation by the eyeball. Poor people, children, not poor people alone, the Grenadian public catching the nene. KB, I need you to speak on that for me.
Yeah, thank you, Master Calibri. Good afternoon. Listeners of Real FM, good afternoon. Happy to be here once again. And Master Cal, amazing, you know. I was talking to myself, you know, after listening to Honorable Prime Minister Deacon's speech. What happened? I was playing a game of 500 in Tivoli and a couple of NDC approached me. KB, You hear talk. You hear the Prime Minister speak. I want all my children to listen to what this man have to say. So I turn and I look at the guy. I say, no, something wrong. I listen to that speech over and over to try and get some substance out of the speech. But surprising, the speech really was pleasing to the rank and file of the NDC. You know, most of them give Honorable Dick and Mitchell 80 or 90% for delivery and articulation and presentation. But when come to us for substance, I find it strange. There was no substance in this speech. And what he emphasized on, the achievement for the year, paying pension, paying teachers the deduction, and paying fortnightly. So as one NNP asked me, KB, what happened if NDC did not meet money in the treasury, boy? What the men would I do, boy? I said, and you know, I never thought of that. And an ordinary NNP that asked me that. KB, just think about it. If you look at all they emphasize on, the paying a salary, paying a pension, they meet the money there. Paying teachers deduction, they meet the money there. Paying nurses, they look at 500, they meet the money there. Even paying fortnightly, they meet the money there. So they don't sweat. They didn't have to go to no bank. Bust their brain or write a project in order to get money. Everything was there on a silver platter. So they was just continuing what the past government was doing. They had everything there. So there was no significant achievement or nothing to really gloat about. Because you had everything there on a silver platter. I'm going to ask, what's about the high unemployment in this country? Is that not an issue? That was not a worrisome problem for anybody, concern for anybody? What's about the crime in this country? It don't concern you? What's about the high cost of living? It don't concern you? What's about the problem in the hospital? It don't concern you? I'm surprised he left out all these issues that have negative impact on the society, and he concentrate only on the pension, paying teachers the money what they didn't work for, and paying salary fortnightly. Nothing else. So that's why I'm saying, although his delivery were pleasing to the NDC, articulation was okay, but when come from substance, there was absolutely no substance in his speech. No substance, nothing to really excite the public about. I thought this man going to come with some solution for the crime problem that is concerned for everybody, the cost of living that affecting everybody, unemployment that affecting everybody. I say, well, he'll come and say, hey, look, Carnival coming. We go put out about 50 or 70 gang. Road gang, let's ease the problem with the ordinary man in the society. Nothing like that. No hope in the society. So, Master Carl, I'll tell you, that speech was empty. No substance. All is nice presentation. Like bubbles. Looking nice, but minute or so, it disappears. Nothing to excite the ordinary man. Nothing to excite the population. Because at the end of the day, we still face with high unemployment, runaway inflation. Utility bills are way up the sky. You understand? Crime out of control. Problem in the hospital getting worse daily. That's why I'm concerned. And he even mentioned in his speech of a new hospital. And my God, you cannot buy Panadol in the hospital. What you do in new hospital? A new hospital is okay. Everybody wants new hospital, providing we could able to maintain it and staff it. Right now, the nurses overworked, doctor overworked. We short staff, lack of medical medicine in the hospital, and you thinking about building a new hospital. That's why I'm saying we have to be careful. Never make a mistake and hand over the country with people with Stone Age mentality. You know, you will pay for it.
We go. The khaki clip, I want it. I'll play something for KB and listen this and tell me if it's not that what's going on in the country right now. Because you made some serious points. Listen this, KB.
And I think this is how we describe our government. This is a real word. It's not made up.
Okay.
It has Greek origins. It is called a kakistocracy. Google it. A kakistocracy.
Surely you're making things up now.
Google it.
I mean, I love the word, but what is the meaning?
Okay. You Google it and you tell me the meaning.
Okay.
And tell me this does not adequately describe our government.
Now I'm typing kaki into my work computer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy. And give me the definition.
Literally, a government by the worst people.
Yes.
A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Okay? So full of the kaki people.
It's not
I
even
can't believe it's an actual
I
word.
know.
and it's not even an Afrikaans word you'd think where kak comes from. Hey?
Wow.
What do you call a parliament full of these people? A case.
Ah, he enjoyed that.
You see,
So KB, you realize just what you say.
Exactly, fitting well.
But listen this, KB. Listen the confusion and you must know is a khaki. Jab. When a word has no definition in law, you have to rely on the definition in the dictionary, KB.
Yeah.
The dictionary for jabbing, the meaning of the word jab in the dictionary is devil. I didn't write that word.
Yeah.
Secondly, you have bingo, maybe 2 days. And then you have candlelight vigil all in one. So if you them pastor and what they praying the other night, they praying on one side of the mouth, and vigil, candlelight vigil is for people who dead now, those who go dead, and those who die before. All together, that has to be a catastrophe. When you play jab, like Lako said, the Minister of Health, you see when you behave in unscrupulous way, play jab, drink rum, do come in the hospital is something do you know. This thing had to be a prank. KB.
So where you want to go?
I don't know. You say when things will come.
It's strange.
And you see the Prime Minister refused to talk about the latest homicides, murders. And you say eating, but that wasn't one of the better speeches, KB. It'll be more fluent than that. You could see like something wasn't right. And then we really came down to the crux of the matter, KB. Artificial intelligence. That's the word Gates?
yeah, AI.
No, artificial, the Prime Minister say, not he was write the speech. Not his secretary, not his personal assistant, but artificial intelligence. Now, we carried out a test here, KB, and we asked artificial intelligence who owned RealFM. First of all, he say GBN. Next thing, we tell artificial intelligence, he lie. Then he say someplace, the Gleaner in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So even who writing his speech don't know. KB, you tell me born at could see. Youthful. arrogance and inexperience combined with lack of institutional knowledge.
Trouble.
It's a cockistocracy.
Trouble.
The least suitable people running the country right now, KB. And that is a problem. So even artificial intelligence, the man relying on artificial intelligence when all this thing going on in this country, no, KB. That a big joke, no, KB. Now, the Prime Minister on one of his media engagement, KB, went to a local radio station and he pronounced there that job must play, job in cabinet, job in parliament. So they ask him how the opposition, he say, is more like scarecrow. You see how the Prime Minister thing. However, when the Prime Minister delivered and declared that the cabinet on his side of parliament were all a band of jab. I didn't take it literally, KB. I say, well, the Prime Minister, they're on a radio station. So he allow a light moment. He's human too.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, KB, that even a joke of sorts to separate himself from the opposition, because you see jab and them is scarecrow, that they were likened to scarecrow, is not clear what message he was trying to send. With him, you just never know, because he has a habit of saying one thing and meaning the next. Like politicking on transformational agenda. Remember when he say we campaign on a transformational agenda, but it was more restorative justice. Because he always say things, and a lot of other things he say, when we go through it, is lie. Indeed, according to the Prime Minister, job must play. So while in his anniversary celebration recognizing that 1 year anniversary encourages audience to speak dirty, repeating things like take susu in you. Remember when he said take susu in you, encouraging people to curse? Like Mr. Pierce said, one gentleman said to him, watch, my daughter was there. When he said take susu in you and a blast, she pulled my hand, you know, because she realized what's going on. Not sure what is the expected response war. He's quite oblivious to dealing with the Prime Minister with lack of basic respect and decency.
I agree.
Mr. Prime Minister, school children are also speculating your less than good behavior. I guess it is the job in you that is unleashed. So maybe the job in him only because job don't care. Job like eating saltfish, job can eat and talk. So since job don't care, you and your party can close your eyes in prayer with lighted candles, singing worship songs, dressed in white, and move straight into bingo and bacchanal. That is the true behavior of a real job. So you could pray today and go and spell, you know how job does spell tomorrow.
But Master Carl, you ever hear a job spell Jamaica?
Yes.
Listen how a job will spell Jamaica. You're laughing too much, you know. I jam you and make you a jam Mr. Fullerton. So they spell in Jamaica, you know. When you hear a job say that, when you ask a job to spell Jamaica and a job say, I jam you and make you a jam Mr. Fullerton, Jamaica. You don't want your children to hear this thing. You understand? So this job thing, right, is more, you know, teaching, giving children more bad vibes than anything else.
Your never-ending addresses to the nation over the past few days lack the basic virtue of truth and care for the Grenadian people. Not once you empathize with the thousands of Grenadians who lost their jobs. Not even once you believe that they are supporters of the NDC, because if you believe they are supporters of the NDC, they are not. They are still citizens. All you are supposed to be the Prime Minister of all. You miss so much in your speech.
Yeah.
You sound so delusional. so unattached to the realities of you forgetting to add. And here's some things you didn't add. What about the poor and vulnerable who lost the 150? What should the thousands of persons who lost their jobs do now? Should they thief, rape, rob, and kill? What is the position with the crime situation, and what's the strategy to combat it? When will the faith workers get their money? And then we see recently the faith organization take matters into their own hand. I think they filed a suit against the government. What is the strategic direction of the RGPF? What is your interest in the CBI business? And we will get into that today. How much money did you make or your firm make over the past year in the CBI business, over the 900 passports sold? What going on with the hospital, sir? Tell us what you and LACO plan to do about the short staff and no basic medication. My friend was there last week and he had to buy medication for $1,400. So when LACO said the container come, maybe the container money come with good stuff. How is Andy paying back the loan with his salary and other commitments? Sir, when would you stop your jab mentality? Sir, you said the ministers could get corrupt with a small salary. Is the $2,000 enough to stop them? That is what the Grenadian people care about. Remember, the bingo can't fool people. And sir, where is the money coming for to pay the monetary price in the bingo? Maybe next year you will understand the pain your regime has caused. Time will tell. The people barely boiling, the people bawling out, woe, KB. So, in the speech, KB, these are the issues, the bread and butter issues and the issues of concern to the people. But the Prime Minister refused. He refused to deal with. And KB, that is leadership by avoidance.
Yeah, that was a weak presentation. And Master Carl, you mentioned something that is very disturbing about the Prime Minister company or his law firm. This thing is very disturbing. How could you be Minister of National Security, Prime Minister, the one who's signing passport, and you involved in a firm that's selling passport? That is corruption at the highest level.
That's the blueprint for corruption.
How could you, a Prime Minister, get away with that in this country today?
But KB, you don't even go to the depths here. Let me go deep sea diving on that thing. The Prime Minister, at one time, he is the chairman of cabinet who decides how the CBI run.
Yes.
He is the Minister of National Security that signs off. If he decide somebody don't get in it, they don't get it.
They ain't getting it. Yeah, the final say.
Was the Minister of Finance.
Yes.
He, CBI agent, he take out the
name.
Not his name, he take out the email address.
Yes.
But he don't gazette, he don't show us the evidence by documentation that he not an agent.
Yes.
And the agent has connection with the investor. And when the investor wants a favor, he goes to the finance minister for concession. And the finance minister so happens
to be
that some work is being done in his constituency by an agent of the CBI. And you telling me that is corruption?
No, man, that's the worst thing, man. So where all...
Until, man, Thomas sit down there and say people smiling in green.
So where are the moralists in the society? Where the people who usually take the moral high ground all the time?
Quid pro quo, it means you give something for something. So the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance as he then was, agent, well, we don't know if he still is an agent or he's not. He take out the email address. Minister of National Security. So you giving thing, you signing off, you agenting, you saying how he run. When men want a favor, they coming to you as Minister of Finance. And to continue the stream of corruption, he still put back another CBI agent as the finance minister now. So, out of the 900 passports sell, KB, how much them and them money they make out of it? And Mr. Cornwall, how much passport was sold that you is an agent of? And how much are those investors what come to you as Minister of Finance for concession? And how much you give? The gravy train of corruption.
Could you imagine if Dr. Mitchell had connection with a law firm that's selling passport?
All kind of back.
Could you imagine, Grenadian? Tell me what I would say if Dr. Mitchell had connection with a law firm that's selling Grenada passport.
All kind of back.
All you would have blow shell, yes, boy?
Fire would have be hot like
all you would have blow shell? Or you would have play mass? No. It's okay. It's normal for your prime minister to have a law firm that's selling passport and you don't say nothing. What happened to your tongue, Uncle Tilly? Judge Worm, what happened to you? Eddie Frederick, what happened to all you? Sandra Ferguson, what happened to all you?
Sanford Simon.
Godfrey Augustine, what happened to all you? Are you saying nothing that become normal? That become okay? Are you accept that in the society? What happened to all your moral compass? He boss or what? What happened? How well you could allow this thing to happen in the society? You prime minister have a law firm that's selling passport, enriching himself, and are you not saying nothing? It's okay. Could you imagine if Dr. Mitchell had a law firm that's selling passport? What all you would have said? I would have be jump. I would have blow shell. I would have make all kind of jab tune on him. But it's okay for your prime minister to behave like that and get away scotch-free?
One of the biggest question, KB, is what is the prime minister interest in the CBI business? Do you have any business or interest or are you the business of CBI? Do you have any connection to any CBI business? School children want to know that. Because this thing is corruption. Corruption 3.0. And you hear the moralists and the society will say nothing.
Everybody lost
Let you be Dr. Mitchell.
What do you, man? What were the
fire that get hot like the judgment?
Fire, demonstrate. We set the selling with patrimony.
Yes. Good afternoon, caller. Let's take it. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, I'm listening to you from St. George, but I could hardly get you all the signal bad, everything bad. Okay. The radio only making a whole set of noise.
You have a cell phone, smartphone? I could send you a link if you message me on the WhatsApp so that you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, I hear him, but hardly. Yep, a whole set of noise, you know.
No, on the YouTube you won't get any noise.
Huh?
You wouldn't get any noise on the YouTube.
Well, I wouldn't be able to listen to you all today then.
All right.
Okay.
KB, here is vulgarness, KB. School children reporting now that only Bob report this morning. The Honorable Prime Minister said he and Mr. Cornwall had excused themselves from cabinet discussions on CBI application. But who signing the passport on him? He recused himself from signing the passport?
But why
the Prime Minister doing himself that?
Why they recuse themselves?
Because he know why. Because if you recuse yourself as you say on application, they say your father stated that Miss Senbonal is not a public servant, but she's an envoy. So she could continue the business as an agent. So here what he say. He didn't say Dennis is not an agent. You know. He didn't say he's not he say they excuse themselves
when there is discussion
from cabinet discussion on the CBI. Boss, all you have to do is to remove yourself as an agent, boss.
Only that.
Going through all this stupidness what you're saying there, you just continue to wiggle yourself in trouble. Yeah. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Carl, good evening. Igwe,
Hey,
what's going on?
Adi.
And Katie,
Hi, how you doing?
Carl, I want you to send some information for me on my phone. Because when I go on my walk, I have bad in NPA, and they just tell me I don't have information. So I want you to send that information you tell me for me. Where you talk about where Deacon speak about when you say that he's not here to write his speech. But he say what?
Artificial intelligence.
Intelligent?
Yeah.
I want you to send that information for me so I can play it on my phone. You know my number?
Yeah.
You see what I'm calling out today?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I come out by the word over there. We say we having a little get together. People say they don't have money. We cannot get together. Things bad. Carl, I don't know what's going on in this country, boss. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, people just, and people just have the heart to say things nice in the country.
No, only certain people say
People
that.
balling and people
Only
saying.
certain people.
I was watching a clip in Grenville, in the market, where some people were saying, "Man, leave me Deacon alone, me Deacon," and they balling Deacon. Next couple days after, about months after, they start to talk about why things rough, things tough. Better give people the money. We can make $1. She said she spend 25 cents alone. She make. She spend how much money for goods and she make 25 cents. Just a sheet of wrapper. And as a sheet of wrapper she make. And they tell me things good in the country. Things good for them because the pocket fat. Look at they gonna have big bingo today. You think they care about people? Look at it. I see the man put out a he say, what you having? You having a speech. I call it a speech. I don't call it address the nation. You're addressing the nation. You ain't talk about the problem going on in our country. No issue about it. People balling but now I go in the hospital. My mother was in the hospital. And then they say, nurses when they pay. They ain't get paid. Some nurses. They don't get a salary yet. I go to the hospital, my mother. I have to go and buy every medication. But now these things getting in this country now. We have to do something about this. We have to do something, Either we get the United States coming to help us, Because these men don't care about country. They care about themselves. They full in their own pocket. Look, you're talking about CBI program. They send 900 passport. With the money. Who ain't benefiting? Who ain't inheriting the money? It's them. But we have to do something by people balling. People can't afford. And these NDC people just saying, yes, things nice, things good. But these people don't care about Grenada, boy.
All right, caller.
Don't someone see that in history.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, man.
Kiwi, I thought the Prime Minister would say on Dr. Bob, me and Mr. Connor is no longer agents, we go gazette it.
We want them to say that.
But you're saying to recuse yourself from cabinet discussion on CBI application. So that means they're recusing themselves because them is agents still.
Yeah, because they can discuss
because they can be an agent and still
discuss it.
Boy, you like that agency thing. Let me take the call. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing, Chief?
Expressing my deepest sympathy to Rosalind, Miss Simeon's wife. Her husband passed away last night.
Who it is?
Expressing my deepest sympathy to
That's who?
Simeon's wife, Rosalind.
Okay.
I'm not Rosalind, she's husband.
All right.
Her husband passed away last night.
All right.
All right. Take it.
442-0175.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, afternoon. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, KB.
Hi.
Since when you know when a man do a project, government project, and they have to pay them retainers, the PS have to come out and see what the people do for the pay.
I don't know if it's the PS, but they have some technical people in the ministry will look at the project to see if you complete it before they release the retainers money.
Well, KB, I know the engineer in the ministry.
Yeah.
They are the technocrats checking on the project, do everything, make up the claim, and then send it to the Ministry of Finance.
Yeah.
And they can sign off on the project.
Yeah.
Well, right now, the guys in Grenville now, they have to get paid for the retainers, so they work on the street in Grenville with sidewalk.
The sidewalk, okay.
And them now the PS putting it on hold and saying, wait, because he had to come and see what going on before he pay.
If you don't satisfy, okay, if the PS had the final say, if you don't satisfy with the technical person report. He could double check it for himself, but the point is that that's a long time, that sidewalk in Grenville complete. That's a long time.
I mean, watch me. It's only mess this man and they make it. Because I would tell you that if they don't have confidence in the engineers in the ministry work, it don't make sense. Let the PS do the engineer work, let the PS go and do everything and do the project. Then the PS line and call and find out about that.
Because you see what happened, we noticed there were no deterioration, no fault in the work. Those of us who walk the street in Grenville, we don't see that the work is not inferior work. It's high class work, well done, by the contractors. So that should be served as an example.
Don't do yesterday, I see Minister of Finance was in Grenville. Cornwall. He was in Grenville, lining about in Grenville, passing by the camp.
Okay.
So then what I'm saying is that why they going to these things drama? Because fresh end people, all this kind of thing. Why are you doing that for?
Well, keep on asking, keep on hoping that they pay. The problem they have, they're supposed to have money. 4420175 number to call.
Okay, we hear this thing. The school children say on Bob report say he excuse himself here in Cornwall. But he sat as the Prime Minister and let Andy get the money, Laco get the money, Rando go in jail for selling people vehicle. So who these people are going to be obedient to? He don't have to be there, but he couldn't shock them what to do.
Yeah, of course.
So he don't be in there, don't say nothing.
You're right. 4420175.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, the panel.
How are you doing?
Well, I don't hear you say what you hear this weekend, for last week.
You mean what I hear about what?
What do you mean what you hear about what? Who bawling, who crying, who fainting?
Well, is the public and all making noise about that? It's something that we hear in every day. There's a cry from the poor.
You didn't go and hear if your colleague sell for this weekend?
My colleague? Who is my colleague?
In the market.
No, I didn't go in the market this weekend. I never go and
sell. Go Grenville?
Yeah, past Grenville, but not to sell, since when I was going to sell in Grenville. I was in Grenville twice for the week.
All right. So stop lying there. Don't come on the panel and lie,
Well, I tell you, I was in Grenville twice for the week, but maybe what you hear, I don't hear.
All right, sir. Mr. Carl?
Hey.
Good evening, sir.
How you doing?
I did it.
All right.
Could you could recall that they give Pamela Moses invitation for opening Montrose Secondary School?
But I don't know, but when I heard this school had to open and ask somebody close enough to the school, if they give Miss Moses a invitation, I invite and he tell me he didn't know.
Well, I don't know. You have a man who talks. I don't know if he's the acting principal. I don't see the principal talk, if I tell you a lie. Because in media, they just cut things short. I don't see. I ask who is the principal, they tell me a lady. I didn't see her talk. But when you put for St. Patrick East, come on, people. When you walk from Roseville to Batway, you walk from River Sally to the back of River Sally. In every village in River Sally has Peach Road.
Concrete Road.
Concrete Road. And well, all in Kalalu, I see they start doing some little things from the cemetery right by the Anglican church, the yard there. The cemetery to go right down in Kalalu. And the Ministry of Education coming, he said, the previous government, but we did. So we're proud of what's going on here now. Well, You listen the I don't know if it's the acting principal. I hear he saying, he calling all them the rooms and them what they use and what they have, what they using now and what new and what was using now and what was it. Oh God, well say something to Miss Moses now. Nobody don't say well thanks to Miss Moses. If ever at the whole day I make it nice and the police would have put me out. Because I know I would have said that don't right. Come on people, give Jacket where he come from. Thanks to Miss Moses, everybody come in and sit down and praise in places where they don't know if they buy a nail, how much for one nail, how much for the paint, how much for a bag of cement, how much for one steel, and people praising things. No man, when I sit down and I watch that, I get vexed, you know. So I said, this man, I have to ask you, if ever they give Miss Moses...
They should give Miss Moses...
Huh?
They should give her invite. I'm not sure, but listen this. When the work started on the school and part of the repairs started, when they recognize the level of this repair the thing was in, they had to do more work than original, and Miss Moses was an integral part of that.
Yeah.
So even if you say she lose, I don't know. I can't say if she was there or not, to be honest, but...
Let me tell you, that's one thing with the media. The media...
I can... What I could do, I could find out and say, but I know Miss Moses played an integral role, an integral part in the school.
Moses said, let me tell you something. While the road was going on, the secondary school was going on. Don't tell me you know... When I know it's Miss Moses, you don't see things Miss Moses do. I wish we did have. 6 years now we didn't have a representative. I cannot praise what the representative, if he did have one.
Your neighbor.
St. Patrick West.
Your neighbor.
In St. Patrick West.
Don't
tell me that's what you're talking about.
Well, your neighbor was the representative, see that no?
What?
Your neighbor was the representative before Miss Moses?
No, I don't talk about that time. 8 years now in NMP, we didn't have a representative for St. Patrick West.
Okay.
It is after Miss Moses start to do so, she start going down for Montreat, then the bridge bill. That was going on there, you know. So I cannot say, yes, St. Patrick West do something. I don't put nothing in it. But I watch places where I ride around and see Miss Moses watch it too. And I see great people vote Miss Moses. Right now, they don't have a representative. They vote for one, and they don't get one. And I just don't understand it. Why Grenadiers people so delinquent? We sell with body for $5. $5, you know. Why we do that? Just now you go hear the 650 come in, and they forget Dr. Mitchell and they turn in the 650. As they go back again, you hear they say they have to break it down because we can't pay salaries. I have a blessed evening.
Thank you.
Now the caller made an interesting observation, okay. In terms of the school, Miss Moses played her part. I don't know, like I say, I asked somebody close to the school if she was invited. They tell me at the time they didn't know. So I can't really say yes or no to that, KB.
What is baffling, we did more in Montrose with that school than anybody else. And this was part of the $50 million the NNP had put aside to renovate and build new schools.
Yeah, but even the primary school get touched under the past administration.
Exactly, you know.
So it's nothing,
you know, but we did.
Our school child say, number 10 calling her name too. Them is trap.
Oh, you don't know, no?
I don't know.
Are they even going down that kind of, that rabbit hole and them are even going?
Just reading what pop up in front of me for you.
Yeah, KB, so the primary, so on Dr. Bob.
Yes. He recused himself.
Children say he and Dennis recused themselves.
But
then when he was finance minister, and they get 2.2.
a school child say run by a house too. You don't know about
Yes,
that
let me
one?
take the call.
You have to find out about that.
442-0175.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, afternoon.
Afternoon.
Igwe, Brother Carl and KB.
Hello.
Afternoon. KB, I heard a conscience speak on the radio and a radio program the other morning. People who say they have conscience and the conscience of Grenada. And I heard that guy was speaking. And he really hurt my conscience. He said Grenada is now relaxed. People are now happy. The tension is gone and people just and the way he went on to describe it. And I asked myself, what happened to this guy? He said that he is some friends of the earth and he is this humanitarian person and he believe in human rights and all this kind of thing. And he speak these words, and these words really hurt my heart because I don't understand that in a country where so much people have lost their jobs, sent home, don't give them pay. The poor, and I always say that the poor and vulnerable, the people who needed it the most, you took away 150 from them. Don't care. You tell them they should have be getting more. Pump them up. And then when you come in, you take it away from them. Look at how they treat the people at faith base. The people in Carriacou. You have a woman in Carriacou, when she gets she letter, she went down. Time they rush her to hospital. That was the end of the woman. And then this guy talk about, look, the police force, how he's so tense. If you speak to the police, they tell you that the force is so tense. Never in the history of the force, not even during the revolution, the force was so tense. And these people saying about the country is better, relaxed, people more happy. I want to know what kind of people is that? What kind of conscience is that? Is why the Deacon and them could do what they're doing, because the people who say they were the conscience of the country now becomes like that conscience sealed with a hot iron. So it's no longer feel the buzz of the country. So Deacon and them could just do what they want. Where in the history of Grenada a prime minister could have been involved in selling passport to an agency which he owns or which he's partnership with? Where in the history of Grenada that could have just happened? Not even Gary would have done something like that. And the Grenadian people and the conscience of the country take it so with a grain of salt. Why? Something wrong with us. Something wrong with Grenada. We accept corruption at a high level. At a high level, at the highest level, we just accept it. And thank God, and as I always say that, people talking independent talk, thank God. We have people who could see through darkness and who could spot out the evil and bring it to the attention of the nation.
Correct.
Because what is really going on here, it may take an international organization to spank Grenada into correction. We might only see some international organizations start coming down and blacklisting us and calling us the most corrupt country in the world and all this kind of thing. But thank God we have people here who see in this evil and they could spot it and could let the nation know what is evil from good. And I am saying the people who have the conscience, who say they have the conscience for Grenada, the conscience no sleeping. It's no sealed with a hot iron. It's no more operating. God help us.
Thank you.
And you see this word, restorative justice? My God, if Grenadians don't understand it, somehow we go dead before we really understand it. It's what is being implemented on us.
Correct.
God help us. Thank you.
I call KB. Point to note.
Yeah.
The Montrose School was 90% completed as of June 2022. And most of the delays had nothing to do with the actual construction.
Okay. That's great. Take the call, please. 442-0175. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just called in to make a comment. Listen, I listen to the radio. The mister say they get medication and everything. But listen, I have a friend who went in the hospital Thursday to make a baby. She in the hospital, she bleeding. No medication to give her. They give her the prescription to get the medication. All this morning when I call, she hemorrhaging still. We get the prescription solely that up to now she cannot get the medication.
My God.
Ah.
My God.
But the good thing about it, I know Mr. Tellers for listening. So you go tell Laco. Mr. Tellers, what you hear what the people saying? So that's a reason for her to pay for the medication.
Yeah, because he lying.
And Laco, if the container come, open up the container now.
Yeah, let it get
Just like I say, held there on the front burner, I don't light the stove. Light the stove and open up the container. It's time.
The same problem happened with the sister in Rosehill.
Okay.
$1,500 for the medication. The husband purchased that medication. By the time he reached St. George's, the wife died.
Okay, we listen to this. PVC school was more advanced and the delays had nothing to do with actual construction. Up to now, they don't open PVC school yet. So these guys are so wicked. I hope they don't keep in the delays to make people feel what they're doing.
Yeah. You know, Master Carl, that speech by Honorable Deacon Mitchell was not a reflection of the true situation in this country at all. You know?
KB, I tell you what the speech was from, artificial intelligence.
Not a true reflection at all.
You just put in something and he tell you something that has nothing to do. Well, he agrees artificial intelligence is not me making up on him, okay? Yeah, let me take the call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I just called in for you to ask a question, right? I retired March, right? I make 33 years in the service. I make 33 years. My salary was 1,006 something when I left. And when I go down in the treasury, the pay, up till this day, I don't get $1 yet. I don't get no pay yet. But the letter they give me pay that I will be getting the retrenchment money. What I will be getting is $38,000. So I want to know what I was working with the government for.
Okay, listen to me.
People that work less years than me get more money than me. So what I was working for?
No, listen to me. Call back after 4 o'clock and talk to me.
After 4?
Yeah, after the program.
Yes.
All right.
Because I have my letter, I could show you.
My number is 403-2642.
403.
2642.
403.
2642.
Okay, 2642.
All right, okay. All right.
Yes, we have to pray for other people, those in the hospital. Imagine that you go to give birth to a child and there is no medication.
But you know,
and your wife bleeding.
It's sad people have to lose their life over that, KB. But the ancient of days, what exposing these fellas and them. Yeah, because if these things don't happen, people go believe.
If we just say, he
say the container they hear, but people still do have, they have to go and buy the medication for themselves. Laco, what going on with you?
These are the men that want to build new hospital.
Well, they build new house and all kind of things.
They're still looking for land. They say they get land to build new hospital. That was part of the man's speech. What I'm saying, what he's saying, not a reflection to what happened on the ground. Somebody leading them down a delusionary path.
But okay, the biggest joke is that Mr. Cornwall and the Prime Minister excuse themselves from cabinet discussion.
This one is embarrassing. This one is a joke.
CBI application. Yes,
so while the cabinet
hang on, they hang on to the agency like the agency is there.
So what I'm saying, you head of cabinet, they're discussing CBI. You recusing himself?
Yeah. Here what they're doing. It's more important to be an agent than to discuss the nation's business.
Because what are you going to say? There is a conflict of interest.
So, you say what someone wanted to play for me, go. Because if that's what they mean, they should go.
Of course, man.
And you're making somebody an envoy and saying she's not a public servant, so she could continue. Go.
This is embarrassing, boy. What happened to the church?
Let me hear it, guys.
Corruption in high places.
Too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent commentator, yeah.
Nail it in, man.
One-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry, just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to close to tell them go. Or we pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So maybe I repeat it. Go. They're like a natural disaster.
You know, any other country, people was going to call on Honorable Deacon Mitchell to resign over that scandal.
Yes.
Any other country want to call on Honorable Deacon Mitchell because that is blatant corruption at the highest level.
Let's take the call. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Carr.
Going on?
And Dewey and KB, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you
Good
doing?
afternoon to the Grenadian people. And good afternoon to those in Canada, America, England, and all about to be listening. Somebody just said, and Mr. Ram, good afternoon. I know you're a listener every Sunday. Somebody just said, what happened to the church? KBU, I said, what happened to the church?
Yes.
KBU, the church is the people, you know, not a billionaire.
I know.
It's the people.
I'm referring to the leaders.
Yeah, the people in Grenada, Caribbean, we the church. And you could say 90% of us not saying anything. Nothing. If it was under NNP, you would have get everybody talking. But the reason why they're not talking, they
Shame.
a lot of us shame. A lot of us shame.
Believe that.
Because we jump up, we run, we must so much, we say so much things. So we can't talk now. Very few people you get in Grenada that could tell this Mitchell, go. I want. I wish I wake up in the morning and I hear they say they resign. About 3 of them resign or something. Something dread happened to these people. Grenadians, some of us is very hypocrite. We're very hypocrite. The man that called and us say about the content and he hurt me for what this guy did. The guy's a retarded fella, you know. The one at the earth. He's a retarded guy. So I won't worry about what he said. You understand? The people is hurting in Grenada. Last week there, I see a lady cry inside of my shop. God knows the gospel. She's from Sates. Cry and tears fall on the ground. The woman stay. The lady stay. She went to Mr. Cornwall to get a job. She said it will come by her. And beg her to vote. She vote for them. And they just have her going wrong and wrong in circles. She leaves Sates. She came to St. George's where they tell her to go. By, I think it's Kentucky place. And they refused. She don't get it work. And the woman asked, always she asked for money to pay. She bought to go back up. Nobody don't have to give her. And that lady cry and she asked her children. She tell me she just wants a work. She just wants something to do. Because there's nothing. She don't have nothing. She don't have nobody she could turn to. And the man turn her down. So that is one lesson for her. You understand? Mm-hmm. And it's good for us. I have no apology. All you want to vet. That's all the business. It's good. It's good for us because we had it made. And because of greed, we can go and stock and he say, we should get $600, and they hear that, and they go and vote for this. It's damn good, excuse me. It's good, I'm sorry. I feeling it. Every day I have to put the clothes and put the shoes, and nobody will buy nothing. And I feeling it, and have a rent to pay. And you have people at the bus coming out that, and that keep me saying, he help them to get good jobs, he help them to get money alone to buy bus, and it's what they don't get now. We're doing it and we're ungrateful. We are ungrateful people. So that's why we have to go through all of that KB. KB, that's why we have to go through that. I owe Peter David, I owe that man for the rest of my life. Because when I was going through my situation in Grenada with me and my children, this is a man that stand up with me and help me. I can't turn back on him. I can't turn back on Dr. Michelle and Michelle Landon. So good afternoon, ma'am. These are people I know when I was in need and I don't know. These are people that stay with me. So if Mr. Dr. Michelle come and give me $1 million, I didn't want. And I don't want nothing for them. I rather from stone. I Camille, Teresa. I don't want nothing from these people. I don't pay them no mind. I don't listen to nothing they say. You know, I don't know they say things when I listen to y'all. And Shell and program too. I know what they say they're doing. I don't care about these people. These are wicked people. Mr. Conway and them go see a lot of trouble. Not now. Things nice now. But they go see a lot of trouble in Grenada. Because they won't sit down in the office all the rest of their life. Them don't just still get old. They'll get old. All the money they're trying to save now, you will be no use to them one day. Eh? Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on in Grenada. I took a video yesterday. I could send it all to see the street, to see the tongue of St. George. As Saturday, you know. As Saturday in Grenada. One set of people that eating and drinking. My God. And Mr. Tillman Thomas, I have a respect for that man. The man said people smiling. The man said people smiling in Grenada, you know. I listened to Miss Jenny program and she played the clip where the lady interviewing him. People smiling and people hurting, people crying. Ask them boss man. Some of them just shame to talk. Because them is supporters. And you have someone talking. God, thing there. Water was telling him, water. Because outside hot. If you walk the street in Grenada and you have the vendors, when you have the vendors by the road and in the market, what's going on? And when they tell you don't have nothing happening, they know better than those that come inside at the office. Them not know better. Because one thing happening in Grenada, we just say well tonight, and on that kid with your government, that never used to happen. As the lady cry out all the around and talk about Miss Moses, they will not give NFP MPs and the ex-Prime Minister what duties. They take all what they do to make themselves look good. But the world know it's NFP that build Grenada, that build all the roads and all the houses and give some of them scholarship. And you understand? So you don't want to mean what they do. But they're going in hell. Hell they're going.
All right, Kami, thanks.
I have something for you, Kiwi.
Yeah.
Well, we have to give credit to Dr. on the Bob report.
Yeah.
A piece of information with the Prime Minister. So,
Prime Minister, what have you done and other members of your administration who were CBI agents before the election to ensure to minimize notions of conflicts of interest? So in other words, as your law firm is registered as a CBI agent, so is Mr. Cornwall and Miss Andrea St. Bernard. What are you doing to ensure that there are no conflicts of interest there?
Well, just to clarify, my law firm has never been a CBI agent. That's one.
Well, except
No,
on the website. Go ahead.
No, let me finish. I've been at pains to say that. I was a partner, not my firm, myself, was a partner in a separate business called Mitchell and Partners, Inc., where I was the principal of that entity. Both as relates to my law firm and that entity, I do not practice. Right? Okay. So that's clear, and I've made that clear. I do not work in my law firm, nor do I work in Mitchell and Partners, and so I certainly have nothing to do with this. In fact, I think I've made a point. I've been at pains to communicate to the CBI office repeatedly that obviously I'm not a practicing CBI agent. Similarly, I'm not a practicing attorney at law because I am unable to do so. And the same, I think, applies for Honorable Minister Cornwall, who holds a ministerial portfolio. So therefore, as a public servant, he can't practice privately. Ms. St. Bernard is an advisor to the government, but she's not a public servant in the same capacity as myself and Mr. Minister Cornwall. And so in those circumstances, her business continues. So what I can certainly say to you, that in my capacity as Prime Minister and former Minister of Finance, certainly if any applications were to come to Cabinet, that in any way or form would have been coming from or emanating from, because the way CBI works is you can have applications that might have been started an entire year but would not reach Cabinet. We certainly have recused ourselves.
Because there is a due diligence process that,
yeah. So we certainly would have recused ourselves from any decision as to whether or not to grant approval in those circumstances. I can certainly say to you, in my time in Cabinet, there's only been one instance where I had to do so, and I believe there's been one instance where Minister Cornwall would have had to do so, and obviously the Minister would have reflected.
But the question, Dr. Bob, I want you to ask, the follow-up question to ask the Prime Minister, is he a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.?
He no deny that.
Hold on. Because a beneficial owner is a person who enjoys the benefits of ownership to the property's title.
Yeah.
Is in another person's name, even if the title is in another person's name. Beneficial ownership is distinguished from legal ownership. True, in most cases, the legal and beneficial owners are one and the same. That's the question the Prime Minister to answer.
You don't have to be working in the farm.
Don't go through all this go-wrong thing and feel people stupidity.
No,
one question and one question only.
If he benefits,
I want the Prime Minister to answer, is he a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.? One question.
Just that he had
all this go wrong and trying to explain. Just say
yes or no.
I am not a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc. You don't have to go and give all this explanation and at pains for what? Because you know you are at pains. Answer the question. Are you a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.? One simple question. You're a bright lawyer. They say you're bright. And you every time you're speaking, you language, you couldn't. Answer the question to the Grenadian public. Are you a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.?
When they sell passport, do you get any benefit?
Simply put. No go wrong and bullshitting and things.
Say you don't walk in there. We know you don't walk in there.
You can't go and walk there if you go and walk there, well, something at wrong.
We can be right.
Although we don't put in that beyond you. But are you a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.? Dr. Bob, that's the question I want you to ask him. Let me take the call.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
KV, good afternoon, Mr. Carl. Igwe.
How are you doing, Chief?
Afternoon. How are you? Mr. Carl and Igwe and KV, who would you check your record of this Prime Minister? Remember the Buzzy speech? Right? What he gave him in the law house? After his speech, and this is somebody said, a wonderful speech. But what the ministers on both sides had was something different to what the Prime Minister was saying. So what this Ministry of Finance gave him as he speech is something totally he was speaking about. He was saying.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to know the question was, where did he get that? Right? What he gave him to present, he presents something different. And when you look at what happened in that address, is something totally different to what is going on the ground in the country.
Of course, it's correct.
Right? It's something totally different.
Yeah,
And
you're
you will
correct.
check the whole trend, right? In his campaign, everything that he said is something totally different he's doing there.
To the reality of the situation, you know.
Yeah, he never, what he speak about, he never doing, he doing a whole 360-degree turnaround. And so it's a trend. He's saying something, but the action is totally different. So that's something he do. And said lying. And I to be one ministry that all the ministers should be under, a ministry of lie. Which one could lie the most, which one or do one another in line to get a award for making the biggest lie. And brother came again. I remember in the lower house, in the upper house, the minister of health said that medication came in.
Yeah.
What happened to the medication came in? The content didn't come in that lock. It never locked. He have a lock, but he never keep it, and he can't find the key.
Continue, I don't know.
Right? So what happened to the content? Could not come in here. And if let's say you get a can beef, and you come and have a key, I will need the can. Why go do? You fell allow me to open the can beef then? Because the medication there, people die, people need medication. Content can't open. But no content come. And what frets me, when you have men who is preach word of God, right? Lying, and still call them men of God, who still supporting the lie. I always say, okay, if you have children they lie, you have to tell them they lie, right? And if you love someone, you have to tell them the wrong thing they're doing to stop it and what is right. Because whatsoever affect one set, it affect the others. I always say, when you pressure the focus of people, it also affect the business person. It will affect them because when less person working in a business people even keep it, and you have a business, what happens? You lose revenue. You understand? You lose revenue. So I do believe this government, they had an agenda, and the agenda was to deceive the greater people, especially the poor class of people, just to get what they want. And when they get what they want, they ignore them, and there is nothing you say to them, they're going to make a change. So they came in to fully pack it. And when I do believe one of the qualifications of this government, the candidates run, right? Because all of them, we will check their track record.
They never had a job before.
They never had a job, right? And the Prime Minister know that. So the intention was the bank would have be a greater development bank. That way there will be the shopping market to go and take money to enrich yourself.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. What would happen, in your opinion, what do you think would have happened if this guy did not meet all that money in the treasury boy? What do you think would happen to this country?
Right? Not anything good. It'll be worse because the money they leave there, the pension that they're talking about it, is because of the proper management of the previous government. That's why they get that. Even all the salary they pay there, what the government, all the projects that they do is because these are projects that the government started. So then they don't do nothing of the owner, right? Because the money, what happened, you don't say he had money there, right? And you don't say you could not keep people there who work in and hire other people, right? And if you check what happened again, you remember they said that, okay, the national security, the security of them could be under national security.
Yeah.
That's a lie. The aim and desire was to get rid of those who work in and to hire the people. Because they could not find jobs for the people, food soldiers. So the only thing they could do to get rid of people, they tell themselves NMP, or even some people they tell themselves and vote for them, or to get rid of them and hire people. Even you have men who work in the police force. Men who retire, they get a pension and they still get a contract. Even advisors working with education and they get a contract. Right? So, Brother Kevi, if NMP didn't leave that money there, Greta wasn't Haiti.
I believe that.
Yeah, it wasn't Haiti. So, you know,
all right, take care, thank you. All the best. 442-0175, numbers to call. Hello?
Kennedy,
Hi.
do you know if he didn't have money in the treasury, did he have an election already?
I don't know, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe that would be a possibility.
He would have an election already because they didn't have money. So then he would have an election because they couldn't have maintained the country. They still come there with money there and they still can maintain the country. And listen, this man say, on Kel and Bob, they meet doctor in the seed program. Well, nobody. I want to they go in and pray, but they're not praying for themselves, you know. The candle lighting. Pastor go in and sit down with them with the candle lighting, putting more cost on themselves, and they don't pray for their own self. Because trust me, who is this good doctor? What could they in the seed program? Master Kali could help me.
They know.
Master Kali?
They know.
They should call the doctor name.
If you had any doctor, they give you the acolyte to thing already.
Call the doctor name. Don't fret because you know you're sure it's doctor. I listen in the man, you know. But I say I cannot explain it because see how the man talking. You know, every word knock it out of his teeth. So then, you know when you're chewing gum? That's how the man talking, you know. The man cannot speak. I don't know. God,
you will get the name of the doctor soon, no bother.
Huh?
I say you will get the name of the doctor soon.
But I have to get the name of the doctor because the doctor paying getting seed program. But Karen Bob asking him, I want to answer. It's like Karen Bob saying, well, that is not what I understand. And it's like, Karen Bob read the paragraph of the CDI program for him, you know. And when he say what he say, Karen Bob don't tell him, not so is so. I just to understand. I don't hope you feel how asking the harsh question. That's what Karen Bob telling him, man. I said, no. It's like jokers in the park right now, you know.
Anyhow, take care. All the best. 4420175, the number to call. Call and ventilate. Express yourself.
Blow the fuse.
Yeah, man.
What's up, the walking?
Well, I just touching in there now. I find it quiet. I don't hear my friends in the diaspora. I'm to all you today.
Yeah, man.
All you cool.
Tell you ordinary. And sister, go ahead.
Hello?
Hello.
Baby,
Hi.
you know, for the past few weeks, we have been a lot of killing and things happening in Grenada. And I don't hear nobody from the NDC, the minister, prime minister, from a national radio.
And address the youth.
Yeah. And sympathize with the people that lost their children. I don't hear nobody. I mean, in the past, when something like that happened, Dr. Mitchell used to always come and speak to the nation concerning what happening in the country with crime. Nobody don't come and say, well, the story that happened and the story for the person that got and consolate the parents.
Yeah.
So that alone to show we the Grenadian people and those that they out there that listening that saying anything you will not do good job. Nobody in come and sympathize with the people. I don't understand. Something is not right in Grenada and we like what's going on, a lot of us. The pastors and them. Nobody don't come out and say nothing. Nobody don't come on television and sympathize. You understand? So I don't understand when you be talking about the churches. You understand what's going on in Grenada?
But they
And we
should do
just
that.
sit back and only talking. We're only talking and nothing no going on. Nothing no going on in Grenada. Nothing going on about the meditation. Did you Michelle listening to all you? You just studying all you know. Or you could say why you want. You could ask Mr. Carl, you could ask Mr. Bob to ask him a question. Did you Michelle studying us? When people studying themselves. Them don't care about people. They don't care about what medication you have and you have. We could talk from now till next year. Next year, this time. They don't care about people. These people care about themselves. If you take a walk and go to the business places and ask them what's going on, you know what for a case of Welch? A case of Welch is $100. A case of Welch. $100. You don't have a price control of Mr. Ingrinida. You understand? You don't have that price control officer. So when you buy something, they give you to tell you how to sell it. Every week is a different price when a van passes with goods from Trinidad. The Prime Minister talk about Buster. More Buster are selling. More Buster. $75 for a case of Buster. So when you talk about the sweet drinks, so they want to just kill these people. They want to kill out, you know. They just want to kill people. That's what's going on. A case of yesterday passed, and it's $50-something for a case. It used to be $53. Now it's $50. These are the things we must speak about. I buy a small bottle of oil, $7.70 in the local supermarket on St. John Street. And that's the problem we face in Grenada. $100 you can get 2 bags of groceries with that. These are the things we are talking about, what is good for us. And that Keith Mitchell thing, we had it night. We have men that had a job, and they had a bus running, and they don't stay and do the government work. It's on you just civil servant from 8 to 4. But when 1 o'clock, they leave their work and they come and drive the bus. That is the kind of thing we're going on in Grenada. When you just civil servant, I used to work in the Ministry of Finance, and you have to stay there from 8 to 4 o'clock. But you see in civil servants, when 1 o'clock, they come in and drive the bus.
All right, Camps, thank you.
All right, all the best. 442-0175.
All right, folks, when you call to, make sure that your radio in the background is lowered. If it's not lowered, I'm going to cut the call, okay? So just make sure that the radio in the background is lowered. Hello?
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 Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
KB, you're asking if there is money in the treasury, what would happen?
I tell you, people meeting me and ask that, so I said, let me ask the public that, what was going to happen to this country or to NDC if they made that $530 million in the treasury? What do you think will happen?
The white Tillman Thomas saying that the best year after any prime minister in the country. What happened to Tillman Thomas?
Free money.
Want to hear Tillman Thomas? Tillman Thomas, you come last in your class. Tillman Thomas, you don't even kick the clock. Who want to hear you in Grenada? You don't have no lyrics, boy. Stop that, man. You're too cheap.
You see things nice.
Come on, man. Tillman Thomas, you was a prime minister in Grenada, never ever register.
Never.
Come on, respect the NMP party solely. You happen, you're stupid one.
All right, thanks. You don't know that.
All right, take care of it. 442-0175, number to call.
What?
Call and express yourself.
I'm getting bad boy.
I have something. Just
go on. Let me hear.
I just have something to see some of the callers, right? Regardless of who lost their job, whether it's NDC or NNP, I will always empathize with them. I will never say good for them. Let they suffer. I wouldn't make that statement. That is not part of me. If you want to take that position, that is a matter for you. But KB, I will empathize with any Grenadian who lost their job, who this government victimized.
Yeah, call.
Go ahead. 442-0175. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good man. How are you doing?
I'm there. Well, I've been in the hospital Thursday in Maribo. The doctor sent me up there to get some drips. And when I reach in Maribor, doctor told me how to get some tablets. They don't have the tablets. They don't have the tablets to give me. And they want me to stay. I tell them no, I don't stay. And they give me a paper to sign. I sign the paper and I come out. And I get the tablets in the pharmacy. You understand? So that thing was so bad. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For gastro, you don't have
gastro tablet.
Yes, true. No tablet for that.
No, matter of fact, the thing was so bad. Now we can take it again, you know. Because see what he will, we have to get up and get. I don't care if I have to do in a wheelchair. I have to get up and get. Thank you.
Okay. Sister Maudlin, I hope you're listening. I mean, this is one of our buffalo from America who called me and said, K, my grandson reached 18 years and he don't register as yet. Make sure you go to his grandfather and make sure that young man get registered this week. I would not sleep unless I and make sure he get registered to vote in the coming election. You have 18 years already, and make sure my grandson name on the list.
The Congress commits to regularizing the status of contract workers who are working for the government and Imani workers who are working for the government within 12 months of assuming office. At my very
12 years.
Play the clip now.
Play it again?
Yeah.
The Congress commits to regularizing the status of contract workers who are working for the government and Imani workers who are working for the government within 12 months of assuming office. At my very...
You want Mr. Cornwall play too?
The representative?
Yeah.
And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
A school child telling me she get permanent home here.
And here one by Sister Claudette.
Hold on, look, we have a call.
Let's take the call.
Hello, 442-0175.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Do you ever know about a man they call Jim Jones?
Jim Jones in Guyana?
Yes, ever? In Guyana?
Yeah.
The pastor that poisoned all his followers in lemon juice?
Yeah.
Give them lemon juice to drink.
Yeah. Do you ever heard about a man they call Idi Amin?
Yes, we heard this one.
Idi Amin Dada?
Idi Amin Gaga.
Dada.
You know when you bad talk Idi Amin, is either he fire you or he cut out your head or do something to you? So
you say that to say what?
Pardon?
Don't leave us hanging. You say those things to say what?
Right. I see this thing to say that if the Prime Minister is giving all these lies and the people are aligning with him, they will end up just like Jim Jones and his followers.
Before you go, caller, how you rate the performance of the government in 1 year?
From 1 to 10? -1.
That's your view.
All right.
Thanks, caller.
Okay. All right.
442-0175, the number.
You read them law.
Raise the issue of contract work and how unfair contract work is, whether it's taking place in the public sector or the private sector, and the need to regularize as much as we can contract workers. But let's be straight. We're going to be straight with the nation. Contract work and pension reform must go together. Because we commit to pay the retroactive pension, and we are doing so. We understand the import of the ruling of the court. But so as not to do severe damage, perhaps even irreparable damage to our economy in the long run, we must work out a pension plan going forward that's sustainable. Because as it stands now, when people retire, they are entitled to NIS, that's public servants I mean, they are entitled to NIS plus government pension, and government pension is a non-contributory pension, which means the government alone pays everything into the pension fund, plus under the NIS law, the government pays 6% into the NIS, into the National Insurance Fund. So, going forward, that will be a really hefty sum that the IMF and everybody else have already warned is not sustainable going forward as it is. Plus, if we regularize contract workers across the board without at the same time treating with pension reform, what do? We bloat the public service, we expand the public service, and in so doing, the amount of people who would be eligible for pension. So we call on our friends in the labor movement to sit with us and work out an acceptable mode going forward, where everyone will be happy, where we will not leave an unbearable financial burden for those who come after us, and where those who retire going forward.
So listen this, KB. So the Attorney General is saying something totally different to what Mr. Cornwall and Mr. Deacon Mitchell are saying here.
Yeah,
and Mr. Deacon Mitchell and Mr. Cornwall, former and present finance minister.
Yeah.
But listen, she said the IMF one, but what the point I want people to get here, she make a differentiation when she talking about pension. He said public servants.
Yeah.
But when Mr. Cornwall and
Prime
the
Minister.
Prime Minister, they didn't make, they don't talk about, they just say,
Imani and contract
yes.
workers.
And they say we go pay pension.
Yeah.
They didn't say we go pay public servants. So even men are cleaning fish, say they are pension to get.
Man Rosin can he expect pension?
So
Man
you see-
Rosin can on the road he expect a pension because they generalize it, you know.
And they calling on the union because they try to butter up the teachers union and the other, the public workers union. They said now we're going down the long road. And they're trying to mash up the unions now.
A school child sent a nice message.
You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to someone where I was informed that the treasury is empty and no funding agency is lending this administration any monies.
If you boasting and say how much money you're making selling passport, you don't need to lend money, but we don't feel in the effect. Let's take the call.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
To you all gentlemen.
How you doing, Chief?
Yeah, I'm alright. Let me see, first of all, I know that I'll make a statement here that I know everybody, I won't get a majority of support, but it doesn't matter to me. The word that KB just used just now there, I'm in total favor with you. When you said that whether the NDC or NMP that lose their job, you are in sympathy with the person. And people shouldn't rejoice over it. I am in total support of you, with you. NMP losing their job is tough. NDC losing their job is tough. But, you know, you have some sort of stagnant with us. When an NMP lose a job, is something. When an NDC lose, we have a different motive. Nobody should lose their job politically because they support NMP or NDC. If NMP do it, I'm totally against it. If NDC do it, I'm totally against it. And I've lived to see it happening. And I heard Mr. Tillman say that he don't know of it. I heard the Prime Minister, the present Prime Minister said, well, he understand about 2 people, 2 or 3 persons in Carriacou. And if that is so, if they lost their job, they could go, they could take recourse, they could go to the courts. And that's an insulting word for a Prime Minister to say to people that losing their job. Instead of talking about, let us see if we could investigate it, and you talk about, well, okay, if they lost their job, when our government come in power, you have different changes. Yes, we expect to have changes. But to throw out a man of a job because of his political aspiration, I totally against it. And we have to stop that. We have to stop it. I have an ex-system where sometimes you say something and because it doesn't satisfy some of you on the radio at times, you call people all kind of names. Or you refer to them as, insulting names. But you have other persons who do the same thing, who insult people, NMP and NDC, who insult people, and you say ha to them. You hollow with it. What is good for the goose must good for the gander. And I believe in that. I totally believe in that. At present, this present administration, they're not doing all the best. But they are strong to an extent. They're going to remain there as long as NMP continue getting weak towards it. They will remain there. But the government is not performing at the best. I could see that. I'm not satisfied with some of their performance. Some things that they are going well are fairly okay.
One question. One question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rate the performance in 1 year of this government?
It's controversial. I'll tell you why I say listen, I'm telling you why I say it's controversial. You have to take other things into consideration. For instance, you all talk about it just now. A lot of things that this government is doing is handed down. It's things that they're continuing. But they give the impression that they have also overlook it and go over it and come up with other ideas how to do it. And I don't believe that part. But I will, if I have to rate them from 1 to 10, perhaps I could give them 7 or 8.
Let me ask you one more question.
In terms of continuous to do what is necessary to be done.
Okay, let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
What is it NNP doing wrong?
You mean presently or before?
No, you see, you mentioned something.
No, I'm not saying that they do anything wrong. No, I never said that they do anything wrong. No, right? But there are things that we did before the election.
Okay.
That was wrong.
Okay.
And caused us to be in the situation we're in.
Yeah, but let me don't let's move on from that.
Right.
All right.
I know that. I expect that to be said. When I reach on that kind of point, I expect that to be said. But I am that person. I am a strong NMP. I remain strong NMP.
Okay, good.
But when something is wrong, this Clifford is going to tell you it's wrong.
All right.
I remain strong as an NMP.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. 4420175.
The
number to call.
Yeah, Igwe. So, Mr. Cornwall and the Prime Minister painted a particular picture, but we heard Miss Claudette saying it's a difficult thing.
I think we're waiting for, in 12 months, they said they will get rid of, they will make these people permanent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they make 12 months yet.
You heard they don't make 12 months?
They make 12 months already?
A couple days ago, 12 months and counting now.
Within a year, 12 months pass already. We have to remind you, Mr. Cornwall. We have to remind you, Mr. Honorable Deacon Mitchell. 12 months already gone. And we're waiting for you to talk the talk and walk the, the walk.
Yeah, Igor, you have some other clips there for me.
Yeah, we have a call too.
Let me take the call.
Hello?
Hey, afternoon.
How you doing, Chief?
Yeah, I'm the quiet. I was listening earlier and there was a gentleman that called and I know you was talking about Tillman Thomas. End of the day, he was Prime Minister. We have to respect for him.
Okay.
In the end of the day. That's number one.
I agree with that.
Number two, that they have a thing with the pay slip. When you work now every month, your pay slip is to come on a job and you go and collect it at the end of the problem I have now, they stop sending pay slips on the job for you. So you have to, they say you have to email it to you. I have a problem. I went to my institution to get something done and they told me I have to get the pay slip. I went to the ministry, there's a lady there, anytime you call, she's not on duty. So they're trying to make good, but there's a little bad out of it.
Because I find in the end of the day, standing your payslip to your job, that was the easiest thing for everybody to do. Yeah, so that's my contribution. I thank you very much.
Take care, all the best. Normally, when you have to go to get a loan, they ask you for your payslip. And that these days, you have to go in the ministry to collect it.
KB, school children indicated to me that the guys are them the road mechanics, the fellas them are fixing the road. They say going on 4 fortnight now, they don't get no money.
Yeah.
Huh?
Welcome.
Let's take it on.
KB,
hello.
I know I didn't get tired with me, but I have to say what I have to say. Your played 3 clips. One with the Prime Minister, Mr. Cornwall and Miss Claudette. Right? But when I call and I say, I'm just sorry for them people, you can't be saying about those say them things.
I don't tell you don't say that, you know.
No, I say you
I'm stating my position.
Yes,
you could say you don't sorry for them, but I won't say what you say.
Well, I have to say that that's how I feel. I don't say you tell me don't say that.
All right.
But you say, no, I don't sorry for them. Listen what them people say on the clip. And when they were campaigning, what they promised by a stroke of a pen, I will make you prominent.
Yeah.
And that's what it's called for. So why you want me, Grenadians, to sorry for people that go and make that decision and they suffer, you know? KB, I don't sorry. I'm going to do it with that. I don't sorry for them. When I went in the polling booth in Bridgeton to vote, from the time I leave my house, it's NNP are going and vote for. NNP are going and vote for. Because I know I live in Grenada. So why I must sorry for people now? People come to me every day and cry, you know. I'm coming on radio and lie, you know. They come in and tell me, come in, look, I just get me like bill. $300. And they're crying, so I go, sorry, but I don't help nobody right now. And nobody do have to help me. Because we know what we did. I listen to the former ministers under the NNP. They plead to the Grenadian people. Why NDC have a track record. And they warn us. We big people. We big people. We know right from wrong. I don't sorry for nobody. Good afternoon.
All right, take care. 4420175.
Congress commits to regularizing the status of contract workers who are working for the government and Imani workers who are working for the government within 12 months of assuming office. At my very
Tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, yes, yeah. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash their lawyer. Set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So me are repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. Now. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging. Now we enacted one week. From the side to the country, streets turn into rivers, then into seas. Here's why I'm singing. Now this is my humble petition. Another date for election. Go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady.
We have a call out.
Let's take the call.
Hello? Hello? That wasn't making joke.
The WhatsApp?
I don't know the WhatsApp. It's working, but I guess they like the landline more. Yeah.
4420175, the number to call.
Try and improve the overall GDP or income per capita of all Grenadians. But we also cannot be naive. If you pay the people who are leading the country and who have access to the state resources on the cheap, you are running the risk of corruption. That is the reality. Because let us not pretend. Being the Prime Minister, being a Minister of Government, and being an MP is not an easy job. And we could try and fool ourselves and suggest that it is. It is.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
That person tried to deaf me, man.
Hello.
They'll call back. Hello. Hello.
Play that clip again, the last clip again.
The last one,
The blueprint for corruption. Play it here.
And improve the overall GDP or income per capita of all Grenadians. But we also cannot be naive. If you pay the people who are leading the country and who have access to the state resources on the cheap, you are running the risk of corruption.
Right.
That is the reality. Because let us not pretend. Being the Prime Minister...
KB.
Yeah.
You hear what the Prime Minister say? Yeah. He say the salaries that the MP is working for is not enough. He say if you pay government on the cheap, you'll get cheap government. He say if you pay you elected officials cheap and they have access, and they have access to the resources of the country.
Yeah.
Corruption. He lay out the blueprint for corruption.
Exactly.
Let's take the call.
Hello.
Apostle Monkey now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Give me a chance. They comment. Hello.
No man, Apostle Monkey.
Apostle pranking the thing.
Yeah man, they pranking the thing, man.
Yeah, KB. He established that the government they're not working, because one of the things we're giving them the $2,000, they say they're working for, He say if you pay government on the cheap, you'll get cheap government. He say if you pay you elected officials cheap and they have access to resources, corruption. So he had access to resources. Then he's access to resources.
Exactly.
And they have been paid on the cheap.
Yeah.
So if you have to go by his theory, being paid on the cheap, having access to resources, corruption.
If the man had absolutely nothing to do with the CBI program, why is he recusing himself from a decision in cabinet, Mr. Carl? If you have absolutely nothing to do with the CBI program and it's being discussed in cabinet, why you and Mr. Cornwall, recusing
While
yourself?
recusing himself. And they say you are not agent.
And if you have nothing to do with it.
But hear that. So the question I want to ask the Prime Minister based on that last clip, and school children want me to ask you, was the $2,000 tax-free a corruption allowance? Because you talk about corruption, resources cheap, and you give $2,000, and you make excuse, pay driver, and all kind of thing about it. So was it simply a corruption allowance? School children want to know.
The backdown of the backdown on the increase in the salaries for
I don't know, because Kib, if you say you paid on the cheap, if you say if you have access to government resources, corruption, and then you just give somebody 3 months into the work, $2,000 tax free. The school children want to know, was it a corruption allowance? So are we to say, I don't know, guide us to say they were paid a corruption allowance of $2,000? Because you talk about money and corruption and pay cheap and government on the cheap, and if you do being paid good and you have access to, because all you have access, here, KB, you don't understand this thing, Here all this thing. Let me break it down. Play the clip again and then I'll break it down. Because I want people to understand what I'm saying. I don't want them to believe I'm making up my own thing.
To try and improve the overall GDP or income per capita of all Grenadians. But we also cannot be naive.
if you pay the people who are leading the country and who have access to the state resources on the cheap, you are running the risk of corruption. That is the reality. Because let us not pretend. Being the Prime Minister, being a Minister of Government, and being an MP is not an easy job.
You cut it. I don't want
to try and...
KB, if you pay the people that lead in the country and have access to resources on the cheap, corruption,
that is,
and hold on, KB, you are making my point. And all of a sudden, boom, just so $2,000. So that the corruption allowance. Because that, we didn't make up that, we know that brilliant to do that. You see, if you pay on the cheap and you lead in the country, which he lead in the country, and you have access to government resources, which he has, and he caused the ministers to get $2,000, that sounds like a corruption allowance to me.
I don't feel so.
How you don't feel so?
No, I don't feel so.
And the Prime Minister explain it?
No,
is not what you feel?
That's too small. The corruption problem is the CBI.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
it's the CBI one that is the corruption. That way they have access to big money. This $2,000 is little chicken feed.
But you have to start some way.
That chicken feed money. Where they have the access is in the CBI. That is why they involve and they're not taking the name off the company. Removing the name of the company.
You never go up with old people and they tell you the thing not start little and get big. You have to creep before you walk in. You're pretending you don't know.
4420175, numbers call.
Hello? That person still doing that?
So, I want to go a little further into that. So,
hello? Alright.
So, KB, and the unlock with GDB, was that money's corruption allowances too? If I say 2,000 to small, but they get 2 million and 1 point something million.
Well, you could say that is corruption because what they use government facilities, and put their own member on the board, party member on the board, to make sure you facilitate your government ministers when they apply for loan. And that's why we ask them why they didn't go to a commercial bank. Why is government bank? That is conflict of interest. That's where the corruption lies. And Honorable Deacon Mitchell, we want to know if you are beneficiary from the law firm.
So
once you're benefiting.
Another question is, all that said, and you mentioned the CBI. So is government business playing second fiddle to personal business?
It shouldn't be.
All right, I have a first call on the WhatsApp.
Let's take it.
Hello on the WhatsApp.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen.
How are you doing?
Yes. Good evening. Gentlemen, I heard a speech concerning a gentleman made earlier this week. He said that the gross domestic product or the GDP will grow from minus 3% to 6%, and eventually it will grow to 9%. That's the projection that they give. Now, you have a population of about 100,000 people. And out of the 100,000 people, there are about 70% of it is the workforce of this country. And you have about 30% of that workforce is unemployed. Now, how possible you're going to see an increase in the economy benefit in this country, and you have 30% people unemployed? I think those economists or those people that giving those reports, they're guessing, they're whooping. Because when you look at the first 6 months of the year, look at the road. debushing. There used to be about $8 million spent on that. The first 6 months in this year, you have not spent a cent on that yet. The bathroom and toilet program, that is basically on a standstill or is closed down. The house repair on a standstill, almost closed down. We are talking about employing so that the economic benefit could turn around and people could have spending power. I passed through Grenville a Friday evening and I looked around the market areas. Normally you will see people buying up for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. They're shopping for Saturday and Sunday so that they can have a good meal, vegetables and so forth. Nowadays, you hardly seeing people buying anything because they are not employed. So when you have less employment, you generate less income. Less income will bring less revenue in the coffers of the purse of the state. So a lot of people must take this into consideration. I am not an economist, but I have basic knowledge of how to turn around a government and how a government should turn around a country by generating more economic benefit to the country. And as one good friend say, more people is employed, you have more revenue coming in. And the cost of living is so high these days that you can't go in the shop with $100 anymore because it could only last for 2 days. $100 groceries may last you for 2 days. And that's a fact. So when I hear these people making statement that the GDP is going to grow by 6 point something percent, over 3%, minus 3%, I am wondering where they're going to get those monies from. How much people that is employed and how much people that will spend those money. This is my concern these days, gentlemen. Look at this side of the road. Look at this side of the road and you'll see.
Good bird. Thank you. I never believe I will live to see Boabuk growing by the side of the road, Master Carl. Boabuk is a hard bush. When people tell you KB Boabuk growing by the side of the road.
Why the latest unemployment figures?
A school child tell me to ask you something.
35? I don't know.
How much? 35?
Somewhere about 35.
What school child say?
A school child tell me to ask you, Master Carl, why is the PM of Grenada mother getting paid security by the state? Is that true? We want an answer.
So the question begs, is the PM mother receiving security? The next question, if yes, who is providing the security? Mm-hmm. The third question is, if yes, if the security, who pays for the security? So the question, Mr. Telesford, you could ask the Prime Minister for me.
Mm-hmm. I'll call on the WhatsApp.
Hello.
Hello on the WhatsApp.
Good Sunday afternoon, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Master Carl, KB Igwe.
How you doing, Chief?
How you guys doing?
Fine.
All right. Master Carl.
Yeah.
The clip you played where the PM is talking about if you pay ministers on the cheap, you will get cheap government. Don't you feel this guy was talking about his ministers? You know? No, I just always say, listen to this guy very carefully when he speaks. He was showing that talk for the government ministers of the past and MP ministers. Because, mind you, his mouthpiece been saying that the government ministers are fattening their pocket and they're getting rich overnight. They're buying 2 cars, they're buying this, they're going to take gas, they're filling up bottles. This man wasn't talking about his government. He's talking about NNP. You have to listen carefully and dissect what this guy is saying very, very carefully. Right? No, he knows exactly what he's saying. People have him as the best orator. Right? Now, the most honest interview I seen this guy did on his media circus tour was the one in Boss FM where he said they are jabbing parliament. That's the most honest one. The one I saw today, it mirrors the one that I saw on Poi FM where the host was blushing, basically blushing. And who want to take that for what it means? I mean exactly what I mean. The host was blushing, asking softball questions, right? The answers that were given about the young lady, the young lawyer, the learned lawyer that is the convoy, and she's not a public servant. She's on all sorts of boards, right? Which technically
even on
makes her
flooring
a
board?
public servant. Yeah?
Even on
It
flooring
technically
board?
make her public servants. So we are up against something that these guys are blatantly flaunting corruption in our faces, and they feel or they're thinking to themselves that we cannot do nothing about it, and we will not do anything about it. But like I said, people that want to take words out of context, that is their business. But Grenadans, an awakening is going to happen because people will not take this nonsense for long. You can have a guy owing left, right, and center, and it is not hiding from the public. It is there. The Honorable Prime Minister now would have known of that particular candidate before he became a minister. His debts. Yet he still ran. Dr. Mitchell warned the Grenadians more than once about that said individual. Now they come into office, they hold the seat of minister, and they have portfolios. You are hearing more than one of them going to the development bank loan. How can that be normal and saying, oh, they are Grenadians? Yeah. And the people that are saying that support this party blindly, and they don't care what happened to the rest of the poor or whoever else is following. But you know what I see? I see a cluster of what they're doing. They are surrounding themselves with people that are supposed to be journalists that are spreading their lies. So they're diluting the truth. So all the bad things that's happening, they have people promoting their programs. If you go on the Facebook page, you've seen all the things on GIS. It's all of it. All the things are there. But when NMP was doing it, they said, oh, NMP shoving things down people's throat. If NMP sent a blast, oh, who give NMP my phone number? That's the level of hypocrisy. And to the guy in the south, who you talk about earlier, Mr. Carl, wasn't you? Was a caller a call and say Grenada is happy and all people smiling. I don't know if this guy is going tongue and watch. I actually went to tongue yesterday in the market, and people actually went by a bar where I normally live, and people is there, sit down, like gloomy. I was like, look at that. That is tongue on a Saturday. And I don't know who not seen it, but trust me, it's bad in Grenada. And those who in the diaspora who not seen it, come and take a look. Come and spend a month. Come and spend 3 weeks, and you're going to see for yourself. Not everything you're seeing online and hearing is nice. So, gentlemen, you have a good day.
Before you go, Anthony, you go?
Yeah. Yeah,
Now, you see the interview with the Prime Minister, and he alluded to the fact that he himself and Mr. Cornwall recused themselves. But Miss Saint Bernard, he claims he's not a public servant. But listen this, a public servant is one who works for government and for the citizens. So who Miss Saint Bernard working for? She working for Mr. Deacon? Is she working for the government and the citizens? She's a public servant. But is she working for him? So he need to clarify who Miss Saint Bernard working for. Who pays Miss Saint Bernard?
Man, the way I see it, let them guys continue. They have a full.
Father Time is a fair guy. He doesn't take side. I believe in Father
There you
Time.
go. You guys have a good afternoon.
They say moonlight does run until daylight catch up with it. Yeah, Igwe. So is she working for the government and the citizens of Grenada by being an envoy and being on the boards? Who? So that is a public servant? A public servant works for the government and citizens. Mr. Prime Minister, who does Miss Saint Bernard work for? Because I say she's not a public servant. So who does Miss Saint Bernard work for? And who pays Miss Saint Bernard? Is it you? CBI? We want to know. Simply. You see, these things are them so hard to really answer, and the Prime Minister could answer those things that them and he's a bright guy. He understands everything. Everything he could talk about. He just go in the Ministry of Infrastructure, but he know everything about the Molyneux thing. Like he turned engineer one time. You know what the Matrix?
Yeah.
And when the woman had to fly the helicopter, she couldn't just plug in
Yeah.
one time and get programmed.
Yeah.
And so one time he go in the ministry, he turned engineer. That's how he operating. But he don't answer the questions. And one of the questions is, who does me send money to work for? Because public servant work for the government and for the citizens. She working for herself? Or she working for you? Or she working for the government? You need to speak. Because you're bright, you're big, and you have sense, so you know. And another question is, are you a beneficial owner of Mitchell and Partners, Inc.? All you talk about recusing yourself and all that kind of old talk on them. Tell us if you're a beneficial partner in Mitchell and Partners, Inc. And while you're at it, tell us if you have any business to do with any investor or CBI business. We don't know. We're asking. Because 1 year gone, we want to know what is the real thing. Yes, Igwe?
Mm-hmm.
No calls as yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, Igwe, so you was playing some clip for me because I sent 2 for you again. I want you to play them for me. Because I need to talk on them.
Alright, I have one here. But you send them in link, eh?
And our proposed amendments will include the following. 1, we will set a 30-day limit by which the Office of the Labor Commissioner must hold a mediation meeting between an employer and an employee whenever either side raises a dispute or a grievance or a conflict between a trade union or an employer and an employee. 2, we will eliminate sending any disputes to the Minister of Labor. The Minister of Labor is a politician. The Minister of Labor oftentimes holds other portfolios and is frankly too busy or too uninterested to adequately and effectively and in a timely manner address grievances or complaints by employees. And our proposed amendments will include the following. 1, we will...
So, KB, you see why the people in Carrick would get no justice, the Prime Minister just say it.
Yeah.
The Labour Minister has other portfolios. She don't interest, she don't care. And the 30 days he talk about, how many days now? 365 days the workers in Carrick. What happened to them? The PS don't want to meet with the union. You see what's going on in this country, KB? They know better. But they don't do it. Let's take the call.
Hello?
Hey, afternoon again. Something in the recusing of the Prime Minister from the decision to deal with the CBI in Cabinet. We want to know what date he started to recuse himself from. This is what I'm missing. The technical part is what date? When he started to recuse himself. We would like to get some clarity on the date. Thank you.
Okay. Is the first time no, he said it's more than once? No, he said only once that occur, but I don't have the data. I don't know if Master Carl will get the data. Did he recuse himself? But this is strange, as we say. If you have nothing at all to do with the CBI program, why you have to recuse yourself? Mm-hmm. And you head a cabinet, you in charge of cabinet, you is Prime Minister of this country.
All them tricks.
You know, clear indication that you and Mr. Connor have some interest in the CBI program. You know, and it looks bad. As Prime Minister, your firm, you're benefiting from any money that derives from the CBI program from your firm. You know, you don't have to be working there. You could be, you're not.
Is he a beneficial owner?
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be working there. But whenever the firm make profit, you inherit it, get part of it.
Okay, you like to play the words and feel people don't know. With the clip. Mm-hmm. You have another one follow up to that, Cliff?
That one.
We wonder why is the business community, the people of high moral, background don't take it up. Because normally Uncle Tilly will be the first person to take it up.
Since Uncle Tilly paid the job thing goes south.
Yeah.
And our proposed amendments will include the following. 1, we will set a 30-day limit by which the Office of the Labor Commissioner must hold a mediation meeting between an employer and an employee whenever either side raises a dispute or a grievance or a conflict between a trade union or an employer and an employee. 2, we will eliminate sending any disputes to the Minister of Labor. The Minister of Labor is a politician. The Minister of Labor oftentimes holds other portfolios and is frankly too busy or too uninterested to adequately and effectively and in a timely manner address grievances or complaints by employees. And our proposed amendments will include the following.
So you see why the situation in Carriacou and other work can finish, because you say the minister order portfolios?
But they say it's supposed to reach the Minister of Labor within 30 days. Over a year now.
Mm-hmm. The workers. So
they never say what they mean.
Eh?
They never say or do whatever they mean.
Because you see, when they was in opposition, they had all the answers.
We shall
get into government now.
Amend the labor code to ensure that there is an efficient, affordable, and effective dispute resolution mechanism to address disputes between individual employers and individual employees and between trade unions and employers.
You get clap for that?
Mm-hmm. So why they don't amend in the labor code, KB? Because he say we shall amend the labor code. And why you waiting on? Because see them and they talk.
The reality is,
and now the reality hit them.
Them is a different thing.
They didn't know.
Yeah, it was the same thing. His speech,
they didn't know.
Nice and flowery, but it reflect the reality on the ground? No.
They didn't know.
People just cannot make ends meet. Just can't. And Carnival coming, Mr. Carnival. We Minister of Works, Mr. Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you Minister of Works now. Give poor people a 2 fortnight on the road for Carnival. We begging you. Give them. We asking you. We pleading for them. Please give the poor people. If it's 2 fortnight self, 2. Give them a little thing so they can enjoy the Carnival.
You already take the call.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
One thing, the issue of the job. I think last year when we were talking about that, I had something to say about it too. Job, they say that's the culture. And I heard that being broadcast far and wide. In fact, we exported job to Trinidad as part of our showing off our carnival, our culture, job. And I knew job was devil. I knew because that's how we call them, devil mask. Since I growing up, we call them devil mask. In fact, they dress themselves depicting the devil that they said.
Yeah.
Yes, with the church taught us that it. Hello?
The Kohon.
Yeah, the church taught us that the devil have long horns and a tail, with a pitchfork, and he ready to hinge people in hell. Remember that?
Yes.
Yes, and so they told us that's our culture, And I objected to that. That could never be our culture. Devil mask cannot be our culture. Are you mad? Devil depicting the devil, and you tell me that's your culture? Okay. When the gentleman said he was calling the devil from hell to help him, Morris, come and help us. He was definitely calling Morris from hell too. Morris wasn't in Libuero. Morris was he's in hell.
How you know
So he was. Hello?
How you know he did in hell?
That's my business.
You go there, you see him there?
Go and check me.
That's my business. I know it in hell. For sure. He's nowhere looking at us. He's nowhere looking down at us.
So you saw Mano Benjamin too?
Eh?
You saw Mano Benjamin too?
I didn't tell you I saw, you know.
Okay. Yeah, let make your point.
Said.
Make your point.
The gentleman said, Morris is out there looking down on us.
Oh yes.
So he's calling on him to come and help us.
We need you, Morris. Come, Morris.
To come and help him. That's necromancy, you call that, right?
We know that. But the prayer warriors go think different.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen for that, you know.
Yeah. A serious one too.
No. This is serious business, and you don't laugh, right? This is serious business. If you have intention of going to him for assistance, you better change your mind. He cannot help you. Okay? He cannot help. So change your mind. Don't laugh.
I agree.
This is no joking matter here.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
All right. So devil mask cannot be our culture to start with, right? And then when you told us that your ministers need extra money, so you give them $2,000 each. But you said, I think I heard that you said that you weren't going to take any for yourself. The minister is going to get 2,000. But you exclude yourself from the 2,000. Is it true?
That was said.
Okay, good. Wonderful. So then, when you had to go to CBI to collect yours.
No. You don't just make. No. You can't make this. Don't say that.
Don't personalize it, eh? Don't personalize it.
Don't personalize it,
no. You have to deal with his form.
You know the reason why I
No, listen to.
it?
Hold on, caller.
Don't personalize.
You have to have facts to see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
So don't use this medium to say that.
All we saying there, he's associated.
You could say that there's information to suggest, or you could say you believe or something, but don't say when you're going to collect. Be fair.
We don't show. We don't have that facts.
Okay, good.
We don't just come here and run mouth, eh?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Let me restate my point.
Yes.
When the minister said that he was not taking also the 2,000 that he gave the other ministers.
Yeah.
Okay? We understand, and that sounded very good.
Maybe he was financially well off, so you don't need it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. And you know why maybe not? Because you were questioning a while ago about the amount of monies that he's making through CBI, or if he's making through CBI. You were questioning that, you were querying that, and
The
I stand with you on that.
ownership.
If you're going to, definitely. So, he have to be benefiting from somewhere.
Yeah.
And you mentioned CBI.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm kind of intelligent too, you know?
Well, I don't.
Okay. I stop right here.
Right,
There's one other thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. One of your callers early on was speaking about the speech that the Prime Minister give him a 10 or 8 or something like that. And I heard on many occasions he was.
It was not about the speech, it was about the performance of the government.
Mm.
How would you rate the performance of this government in last year?
Hey?
How would you rate the performance of this government 1 year?
I am still waiting to see or to hear about the performances because I haven't seen or heard anything. In fact, the speech that the Prime Minister gave, according to you, it sounds more like the AI, artificial intelligence. Yes. And he did well because he fooled a lot of us with that. He fooled a lot of us with that, you know. So he accomplished his objective in trying to fool Grenadian. I'm glad that you are able to highlight. And in fact, this is something that is going on nowadays. Artificial intelligence is something that's making the wrong nowadays. And we have to be very careful how we deal with people, business and other things. Have to be very, very careful. Yeah? It's not everything you see that is real. Okay? So we have to be very, very careful.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good evening, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Make a good point.
442-0175 is the number to call. Call and ventilate. Again, NNPites, any one of your kids or family, reach the age of 18
to be registered.
Go and get them, encourage them to go and get registered.
You are on it there?
Don't wait on the last. We made the mistake the last time. We can't afford to make another mistake. You will never know when anything could happen. Go and get your children registered. Carry them to the registration center with the birth certificate and get them registered now. I want to congratulate my sister from America, Sister Maudlin, who called me and asked me to make sure her grandson get registered, and then she'll have a good night rest. Some NNP really take this thing serious, so I take it serious at least. We need a few more people like this from abroad, calling, making sure the family get registered. Also those in Grenada, NNPite. Those do claim to be a solid NNPite, and you ain't doing anything for your party.
Let's take it.
Go ahead.
I lost it.
442-0175.
Okay, there we go. Hello?
Hello?
Hear any voice? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, boss.
All right.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, we're hearing you.
Listen,
Go right ahead.
listen on the phone. Can you lower your radio down, please, in the background? Please lower your radio down in the background and listen on the phone, please.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, listening to you.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Brother Kennedy.
Hi.
Boss, we would like to know. We want to tell us number 10 to come out and speak on behalf of the housing that they take back from the people. You can remember when she was on the other side, when she was in government per se. She was determined that the people must get a house.
Yeah.
What happened now? She gone silent, because she on the other side. We want her to come out and see what's going on with the houses that they're supposed to give out. That's one part. And number two, we want to know how much money that they pay her to go on the other side.
Yeah, I will know that. You know they pay her?
We hearing.
Well, you hear that you have proof they pay her?
The people.
I ask you if you have proof they pay her.
Nope.
When you hit in a rum shop, keep it in a rum shop.
In the rum shop.
As well, just keep it in a rum shop. Don't bring it on the radio.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Later.
Okay, good. 442-0175 numbers to call.
Mr. Pierre like the rum shop, you know. Mr. Pierre saying the rum shop, you just get...
Another thing that came up during the conversations this week, KB, the seed program. And the government boasting that they add 500 persons. But they're not telling us how much they take out. They are called let's take the call.
Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
What
afternoon.
these people have, not transformation. It's transformation. Transferring money from the government coffers to the bank book. That's what they have.
Okay, thank you for calling. That's your contribution.
So the question is, KB, based on how they were speaking about the seed program, the hinting of corruption, based on what they say, because they give doctors and things on seed. But who was in charge of the program? Let's take the call.
Hello?
Kevin, you say that somebody from away tell you to get a grandson to register.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree that we as parents should get with children register, but it's to educate the children. Getting registered saying they want to vote for NNP. You know. You have to educate the children and let them know and speak to them, because a lot of young people don't know about what's going on in Grenada, you know. They don't know what's really going on. So we have to educate these young people for them to know when they go to vote, they make the right decision. Registering is not a problem. They have to, because they want the ID. It's not only for voting. They need an ID. But you must educate the young people when they register and to let them know what is going on in Grenada with the politicians and them. A lot of them will get, they might buy them. They might give them our money, promise them this and that. So we have to educate with children when we're speaking about registering to vote. Right?
I hear you.
That's what we have to do. And we have to work. We as the elders in Grenada, as parents, we have to work together as NNPI, make sacrifice and work together to get back that unity between every one of us. Because you have a lot of hypocrite NNP out there right now. Okay? And it's the fact. I don't know, coming on the radio and just saying something. A lot of them get carried away by the NDC people right now. You don't know where they're with some of them. And I'm very scared of some of them. And it's the truth, Kevin. Have a good evening.
All right. I want to agree with you. We need to do a lot of work among the young people, seminars, educational program, and so on to lift their political consciousness. And that is a mistake we made coming from the last election. We need to do work among our young people. I agree with you, Kami. You don't just register them and leave them by the wayside, but also educate them. 4420175, number to call.
Yeah, KB. So, when they alluded to the fact that doctors and things was on the seed program, that is pointing to corruption.
Yes, but they must name the doctors and whoever.
Yeah, they have to name them.
Yeah, well, who was in charge of who was in charge of the seed program?
What the doctor doing like a $500?
Yeah.
There you go.
I think too.
Who was in charge of the seed program? Because they say any corrupt.
They don't even have an appeal board in the seed program now. And you're asking people to appeal. Those who name that get, taken off the list.
So they're boasting on 500 added, but how many was removed? That's the question. Let's take the call.
Hello?
Are you number 10 who put that doctor there, you know?
Girl, shut them out with that old talk, girl. Hush. Talk. I say hush, talk. Hush your mouth with that talk. Hush your mouth with that talk, girl. Hush your mouth with that talk. Cut off.
Oh, God. You are now one.
Cut off.
I don't know.
4420175.
Keep it on, you want to win?
Stupid shit talking.
You want to say Calam Blue refusal?
Number 10, put that number.
Number 10.
42017.
KB. You don't want to be friends then.
She clashed with me. She clashed with me.
like
no,
to
but-
fight with
yeah,
you.
yeah,
She
she
like
clashed
to-
I send a
with me.
clip for
She'll
you.
come back for you
She
again.
call, I'll put her in she place.
Yeah, she'll give. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, you did.
NDC therefore demands that there must be substantial changes to the CBI law now. These changes must include 1. Making it a criminal offense punishable by long jail time to sell diplomatic passports. 2. Making it mandatory for the names, addresses, and countries of origins of all persons applying for and obtaining CBI status to be published. 3. Making it illegal for government officials to invest in CBI-approved project. This is a clear conflict of interest. 4. Requiring stringent due diligence that is not influenced by government officials. 5. Removing some of the powers of the minister into the hands of an independent, qualified body. And 6. Barring persons acquiring CBI status from being able to vote in our elections.
Just to win an election, and we need to overcome these things. We need to provide services for our people. When you elect someone into office, that person becomes like a trustee for you, and they have to act on your behalf, not for the personal benefits and to victimize people. What we've been seeing in recent times is more victimization. Once they identify you as not supporting a particular political party, they want to deprive you of opportunities. Brothers and sisters, the resources of the country must be used for all the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, irrespective of your political connection.
I want you to say that now, TV.
You don't need to support a political party to get on the seed program. If you fall within the category, you should be a beneficiary. We are saying to you that we do not want to see plenty of people on the seed program because we want people to earn their own living. We want to create opportunities so that you could do your own thing and develop yourselves. So we want to create opportunities.
Uncle, see that now. See that now. The resources of this country is for everybody.
The question is, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Tell us what is anyone in government, or does anyone in government have any interest in any CBI approved project? Because Sister Clara say, if they do that, if they do it, they should get long jail time. She also talk about the lease, KB.
Yeah.
Publishing the lease. So you want to know how much Russian
exactly
is on the list of the 900 plus passports that are sold. So we don't asking no question only there. Sister Claudette, long before she ended up in government, understood these are questions that must be asked. So we want to know if any person in the government has any interest in any CBI approved project. 1. And 2, who publish the list of the persons, or if you any Russians in the 900 plus passport or the boasting or the sale.
School child say 700 is Russian.
We don't know. So tell us.
We don't know.
And then the Prime Minister say, based on due diligence, this thing could take a long time. So are you claiming again something that the NNP had in place? Because every say it could take up to a year, KB, for it to happen. Then you recuse yourself. So you're taking credit for NNP work again, but just publish the list?
Yes.
Because since you come with the CBI thing, KB, here we go on. Force the American take out the E2 visa. To go and work on thing. Next thing, the Canadian say, no. We don't ease up on all that at all. I don't know if it's our causing it.
They ease up on St. Vincent, not us.
Places with worse crime than us.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they don't talk about the crime. They want the crime to reach like them so we go get through. Because how you could have a national address? You have 2 recent murders of young fellows.
You don't address the youth?
And you don't say nothing to the youth. You don't give them no sense of hope. Nothing. And here what going on, KB. With all that crime going on, you have an acting commissioner like here is Hollywood. They bring back a retiree as a deputy. And they bring back another one again. Mash up phone. But the only thing they bring to the police force used to work 3 days in and 2 days off. They say, no, since the king's son come, they say you have to work 4 days. So they put in more pressure on already stressed police force, you know, KB. They give them an extra 24 hours inside. Like they might question, they might detain them. They all they offer, you know, for fighting crime, you know. Make the police work more hours, you know. And it's overstretched and overwork already. You know. Yeah. All these retirees do is to make the police work 1 day more before they go home. Already stressed and demoralized police force, KB. And Carnival is right there.
They need a recruitment drive.
Not only they need to handle it proper, they need to put some systems and structures in place.
With the police force frustrated.
They say Coast Guard man still sleeping in mattress on the ground.
Listen.
But if was Dr. Keith Mitchell running the country, you'll hear battle pale.
What happened?
Fire would have been hot like the judgment.
If police tired, nurses tired, doctor tired, what the problem we having?
Ministry don't have air condition. People can't walk right through there to go. And they're talking about improved working condition and shook off pen make people permanent. And all kind of utter nonsense. And boasting about you pay pension. But the people, we don't feel that. You pay pension, KB, egg wasn't scarce on Christmas. You ever heard that thing when an egg do scarce?
Around Christmas time?
You still have to go and wait before the fall, under the fall to get the egg. Egg do scarce. All now your ham still what to sell. And you tell me about you put how much million in the economy, and so I'm saying Tillman Thomas and talking this kind of thing.
You not reflect on the ground at all.
But I realize them. I realize what happened. They catch the people.
Yeah, they get taken.
They on cloud nine. They on cloud nine.
They catch you and they get taken.
No connection.
Let me say good afternoon to, we got some folks inside of Montparnasse locked on. And let me say good afternoon to Stalin inside of Gulf Coast. He never misses a program yet.
Great. Yeah. You have some people listen to our program religiously.
Yeah, man.
Every Sunday.
And school children, the police say, even those who are the vocal in support of the National Democratic Congress, they crying. They say it's not that what they vote for.
Yeah, man.
They were promised more time. Because the promise them more time with the family.
Yes.
But they bring in some retirees who taking time. Since they bring the king's son as the deputy. And that's going on in this country. Everybody feeling the pain. You know, Specky sing a song inside, I feel the pain. I don't know. KB, this thing no right. You promise the police more time with the family. You promise them better working condition. You promise them insurance for riding the vehicle. You promise them pay and grade. Up to now, 1 year on, you're taking them for a ride. And then you come now, they had the time. Just as how they say 650 didn't enough and they take the 150. Just so they tell the police, I don't have enough time with their family, but as they think, the Adam are there onto it. But even the police and them vote for them crying now. I meet a couple of them and tell them, don't cry for me or don't confess no sins to me. There will come a time again when you have election, we have to do the right thing. I even give them the story of Robinson and Pandy and Patrick Manning. The first time you had an election tie and
yes,
Robinson joined with UNC and he make Pandy Prime Minister. The next time he come down to a deadlock, Robinson is the governor, the president, He fix it. He take out Pandy and he put man in. So I tell them all that.
That when man in come there?
Yeah, I tell them all that. I say, all you have a chance when anything come again. Fix it.
Fix it. Yeah.
Just how he tell all you. The promises are the promising all you. But the time will come so the police so I could fix it.
Yeah, that is why.
Reconstruct it.
Those people who vote NDC and they suffering now, we want them to vote NNP next election. That is why I will never rejoice over the demise. Because we want their vote.
Yeah, we need their vote.
I will never say good for them.
No, we need their vote.
Good for all.
Right now, we just have to cultivate friendship and
what we want is those who vote for
we have
NDC.
to cultivate KB. Right now, we have to cultivate relationship.
Yeah, man. Go and hold them, shake their hand, empathize
if
with
they want
them.
a glass of water, still
give them and say next time, don't make that mistake.
KB, I want to ask the Minister of National Security, the acting commissioner, the deputy commissioner, and the ACP they bring in, what is the strategy they have to address the present crime situation?
Good question.
Mr. Minister of National Security.
Good question. Repeat
Mr. Acting Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
Mr. Deputy Commissioner of Police. Mr. ACP, the one they just bring back.
Yeah.
What is the strategy
Yeah.
all you have in place for fighting crime? Is it making police work more hours? Because I have had them one more day. Is that the strategy to fight crime on the doorstep of Carnival, Bacchanal, Igwe, when men lose their reason? All they want to do is whine and have a good time.
And they're getting angry. Why people so angry these days, Massacre?
Well, Tillman say everybody smiling, but people killing one another.
People brooks.
Why people so angry? Everybody just angry.
The brooks are telling
Now they smiling. So my grandmother used to say not all green teeth why is laughing, okay?
The brooks.
Green teeth could be pain too.
People are them brooks. A lot of people brooks.
I have one message for some of my callers. You see this Delma Thomas issue? Don't call on this radio station on our program and discuss it again. This is a dead issue. We'll channel our energy somewhere else in building NNP for the future. So those of you who still want to peddle stone or behave like little woman on River Stone and still want to discuss the Delma Thomas issue, don't bring it up on this program. Dead.
Mic drop. 4420175, 15 minutes before the program comes to an end.
Because I know in everything, when you have a new commissioner of police, he will outline, his policy to deal with crime, you understand? And say to the nation, well, I'm here now, and I have a strategy to deal with the crime. Because he, the acting commissioner, when he was the deputy, he told the nation of the rise in the crime rate, the escalating of crime. So he knows. So, Mr. Minister of National Security, Mr. Prime Minister, the acting commissioner of police, the deputy, and the one they bring in as the ACP, what is the strategy for crime? Because carnival, people want to have a carnival where they don't have to afraid they get robbed and killed.
What you saying to the young people of this country? Why you telling them they're angry? What you saying to them?
How you treating with conflict resolution? And here some people now, I will take that opportunity to do so. The parliamentarians in St. Patrick's East, both current past, Master Carl, KB, Andre Donald, Dave King, Yakoba, Masop, Gatti, Pablo, Hockey, Happy, Anne-Marie, and people of this ilk, now it's time to step up and be counted and bring St. Patrick's to a semblance of normalcy.
Yeah.
It won't take one day to fix, but conflict resolution should be on the forefront of discussion.
Yeah.
And it ought not to be taken into a political lens, we losing the young men. Yeah. We lose 4 in recent times. 2 going under the ground and 2 in prison. The time has come when we have to step up and save the young men from themselves.
Protect them against
we
themselves.
have to protect them
against themselves.
Because they seems not to understand we need them. And every life matter, whether black, brown, yellow, red. And taking lives willy-nilly is not the solution to any issue.
Taking a black man life.
Carrying beef doesn't work. Black man always want a kickstart. So the names of the people are calling orders who I don't remember now, teacher Lynette, Sumo, Pexi, Sprague Benz, Yankee Boy.
Talk to the young people.
We have work to do. Kaka.
Talk to the
Kwame.
young people. Talk to the young people.
We have to influence the young men because we're losing them.
Killing one another.
Because we have the best, we get the best of it. Yeah. Let us not make it the worst of it. What will we leave for the children? Because this thing is getting grimy, as Gates would say.
Yeah.
And we have to, because you see, life is like a relay, you know, it's how you pass the baton. So these people are calling, I don't even out myself in that.
They need to.
Prescott Swan.
Yeah.
Devon Smith. And these people and them, we need to do some work.
A school child say, Igwe.
Yeah.
The next school term we will see Grenadians, old as well as young, going to the various schools to write with their pencils.
Yeah, so we need to.
I have a next one here again. They want me to read it for you.
Yeah.
So next school child is police officer shows up at an incident, and even when they get a call regarding an incident, they never have vehicle. I don't know.
So the police force walking through villages.
They haven't seen
like
police patrolling and thing.
Walking through villages like politicians is simply not enough. So in the Lisa call, Bascom, Roy Nelson and others, all have to be part of the solution. The organization like SPAR and others have to be part of the solution. Because if we don't do it, we'll be remembered for doing nothing.
I have a next one for you again from a school child.
Yeah.
Influential persons in the communities need to come out and meet, chat with these young men and women. This set of young people just hype and quick to pull weapons. So they're calling on the police to assist them. They're not seeing police patrolling the villages as before. Like there is no police patrolling right now. But not tell me you don't know the last time you got a ticket. And so he's smiling here. See, when things bright, I get a ticket right you. Right now, a year pass, I don't get a ticket. I mean, the police don't walk in, you go.
A school child, well, that's the greatest thing. That will be a prank. A school child just messaged me and say, they heard that the PM advisor, the Vex man, will give the acting commissioner the strategy. So school children say we're waiting on it. But how many more people must dead before the strategy come? How many more must die? How many more?
And next school child say they see them flashing light inside Hope City and personal assignment.
Oh, inside Hope City, a house across there.
Yeah, house across there?
Yeah.
Oh,
a house in Berlin.
Hey.
Watch. So like instructions coming from the garden now for the police. From the gardens. That's school children.
Who instructing the police?
I don't know.
Who telling the police what to do? Hey.
School children say again, the police are say that, not school children. They say after the last promotion with the debacle, they were promised you'll have a next one in 3 weeks. They say almost a month going now. and nothing no happening. You see what they're doing to the police force?
Yeah.
They're demoralizing the police force. I don't know if they plan to do stupidness.
But why is it the people who do well in the exam not getting promotion? Those who do worse getting promotion.
The police the police say they do exam and they come around 7th and they don't get promotion. And he had 57 vacancies in that rank. So they say you don't know what they have to do.
A police officer,
they have to go in balling to get it.
Man, I beat in exam. They get promotion. And I get it. So what sense when you for the exam?
My partner they so vexed. He say, "What I train about 8 of them men." And then they get promotion.
So the advisor in the so the advisor in the gardens, the vex man. When he was commissioner of police, he didn't have not a clue about fighting crime, but now he had to give the strategy of crime school children see. This thing is comedy. This thing is like a prank. You know, like you when all fools you lying for people, fooling people.
You're demoting
because you didn't have a clue then. You don't improve. But you have to give strategy now. That's why the promotion was messed up. So
a bright one getting demoted, a dunce one getting promoted. What sense it make?
School children coming and passing the teacher.
Yes, it don't make no sense.
School children passing the teacher.
Up to now, them people that might appeal for a promotion. Up to now, they don't respond to them.
Those who appeal?
Yeah. And you have some, they say Jerry Edwin pilot into court. Up to now. So on the doorstep of Carnival KB. That's my concern.
You see what happens?
Because there are a lot of people who are undesirables who just come to the country on Carnival time and rip havoc.
Yeah, you need the police.
We need a motivated police force at the time. But with men who don't get in promotion and say they do better than others, they appeal and they don't hear nothing. How they go work?
Look at the
and then you still add a day to them.
Look at
the police station.
Look at the contradiction. The teachers who don't deserve that money, you pay them because you want a healthy atmosphere. You want to make the condition right. But the police, who have a more important role to play, you demoralizing the police.
You see, even Public Service Commission school children say they replying to Jerry Edwin and them. You see, this thing turn comedy now. You see, this thing turn real comedy in Grenada. And you have some people, like Mr. Thomas, are pretending they don't know what's going on in this country.
Oh, Lord. I just want to appeal to the youths of River Sally and Rose Hill, please. Little incident that took place, don't turn it into a gang warfare. Please. Don't go down that road.
Please,
that village too close. And the family too close. Cool, we asking for the cooling of tempers. 4420175.
Hello.
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 Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, you know Mr. Thomas playing games. Good afternoon.
Miss what?
You know Mr. Thomas playing games.
I don't know. You can't defend what is wrong. Listen to me. When are they calling here? Call there we have a healthy discussion or a healthy debate. You don't have to agree with what we're saying. But come with something of substance because we know your phone number. So you could call your phone number. And we got to think with the telephone come with this stupid style of making calling it. Call it here. You don't have to agree with what we're saying.
Yeah,
but at least call there we have some discussion. Somebody go learn something now. And I'll say always the bright set of people. It can be dieting about it. Call here and say, Master Carl, here's what. You say that is not the case. Here's what it is. And we go have some discussion. I'm willing to learn.
Give me a
but when you call in and expose yourself.
They say your face too serious, they want you to laugh a little.
Yeah.
What's that?
A school child that tell me to read that for you.
The police say the whole police force demoralized.
Too serious.
The leadership giving a set of confusing instruction. So the people just going through the motions. Tell the PM, look at the list of what confirmation for proof of victimization. That's what they're saying. That's not my words. I don't do any force. But when they tell me a duty bound to speak, I'm the people's spokesman. I doesn't all the time get it 100 kb,
No.
but I try to be factual in every delivery.
Yeah, and not much.
So they vex.
Not much people plan to sue, you know.
School children say
the man with the brown van say he waiting for you and Mastercard.
Yeah, they continue.
The man with the brown van.
They continue.
He say he waiting for you.
He waiting for you.
He want to get that 30,000 from you.
I'll mash up phone and then wait it on me.
School children say the Minister of Agriculture say he tell me they don't have time for nana
Hear what happened?
tier farmers.
A police
I don't
meet
know that-
me and he say to me, Master Kala, do the exam. I'm a corporal of police.
Yes.
Last Independence Parade, because he tell me I could say that.
Yeah.
I was riding a bike as an outrider to the Prime Minister. When the Prime Minister was about to leave, the bike break down. So he asked somebody else to do it. He said nothing happened since in February. Lo and behold, promotion in the air get a charge sheet for the same incident with the bike breakdown. So not me what has make this thing and them up. And that happening in the RGPF. So the Prime Minister, the one in the garden, the Vex one, the acting commissioner, the deputy commissioner, and the one they just bring back as a ICP, all you need to check it out. So it's saying now they're waiting to sue me. Don't making no sense to the police force. All you have them demoralized. And them were telling me that. Motorcycle breakdown, man, they think all of a sudden they get charged.
Know how many police officers with me and ask for Mastercard number?
The motorcycle breakdown in jail?
The man say motorcycle breakdown. So they ask another man to bring back. All of a sudden, he passed the exam. Now they're charging him. But here happen, he have people what was charged in the last 2 years. He have who they are disciplinary charge, but they get promotion, but they don't want to give this one. Not me what doing these things. So they bring back some retirees. They increase the days work for police. They don't unsign the appeal for men who pass exam and don't get promoted. Not me.
The new driver cannot drive.
I know what? Let me drop my song. We'll end with that. We'll end with that today.
So the whole force demoralized.
Where is it? Chauffeur wanted. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today. You good?
Yes.
All right.
Stop fooling the people. The country taking and beating. So me are repeating. Go.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong after Eric Williams.